Hey everyone, Action here. Today we'll be trying a very hard challenge which consists in defeating the 25 times crisis 75 years earlier using only a single system. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed, but yeah, yesterday I was traveling through the Shroud Tunnel to visit my boy Elder Winglet, and something very strange happened to my body. But don't worry, they said it is reversible, but I wanna know what you guys think. Should we stay this way, or should I call my boy Winlet to reverse it back? Now back to the build, our plan is to use the Megacorp using the branch offices to get massive amounts of energy credits and field a massive fleet. For our civics, we're gonna go with Corporate Protectorate, which basically is the best civic for a one system challenge. The brand loyalty gives us plus 15% monthly unity, and paired with spiritualist we're gonna get plus 25%. And our plan here is to virtual ascend, so this extra unity is gonna help us rush out the traditions even quicker. For our ethics, we're also gonna have militarist, because it is a prerequisite to corporate protectorate, and xenophile to increase our trade value a little bit further. And for our species traits, adaptive frames, because it's the best one, mass produced, because although we are gonna virtual ascend, we also need to increase our pops before that. Engineering core, giving us a little bit more engineering, which is the best tech tree in the game, especially for a machine, and conversational AI, because it makes sense for a trade empire to be very conversational. And for our negatives, luxurious and high bandwidth are two very free picks. Our ruler is gonna be unofficial, because later on we're gonna have the veteran trait giving us plus 25% trade value, and if we paired lots of official counselors, you'll see where this is going. Now, one of you guys also suggested we try to hire a luminary leader from a AI empire. Now, yeah, I don't know if it's gonna work, but we'll try. Our plan is to use the Liberation War to remove the Wandering ruler and back to the leader pool. We then vassalize their empire and try to trade the luminary leader for us. So yeah, there are a lot of variables that need to work out together in order for our plan to succeed, but we'll see where this goes. So these are the game settings if you wanna copy it for your own challenge. We are trying to defeat the 25 times crisis. It will be random, so if it is the Satana for instance, we are done. However, after we defeat the first crisis, I will try to defeat the second one and see how far we can get. Perhaps we can even defeat all crises, who knows? And for the cosmic storms, we are gonna have a very high chance of rolling them out after the mid-game, but you know they always appear in my empire, it doesn't even matter if I have a single system. So there we have it, the Mechanicus Inc. spawned. Let's see where we are. Inside a nebula? Oh, that's perfect. Oh, amazing, man. So, yeah, we're pretty well positioned so far. Let's grab the 0G refineries, since we are inside a nebula. I don't know why we have genome mapping, though. We are machines, not biopops. And we won't be producing any energy from our jobs, but instead from our trade. So those two tags are pretty much useless. We can also disband our construction ship because we won't be using them to build anything else. However, we'll use our scientists to try and have contact with an AI empire sooner than ever. Let's use our surplus energy credits to start buying some resources in order to build our first colony ship and colonize the habitable sections available. As for our first tradition, we're gonna have mercantile to improve our trade value, and also have the marketplace of ideas trade policy, which will convert some of our trade into unity, accelerating our virtual ascension. We found a ruined sentry array on the back system. However, we won't be using it for anything. Let's launch our second agenda, expand the council, and now we can change our trade policy to marketplace of ideas. And since we aren't using influence for anything at this point, we can also activate the inner focus edict, giving us plus 10% monthly unity. So we went from plus 32 to plus 65. Yeah, more than double. The first Mechanicus Inc. colony is on its way, on the Hopeless Dream Prime. We found our first empire, I believe.
Situation log revived.
So let's try and establish contact as soon as we can. Our Minister of State already has the trade focus, which grants us plus 25% trade value on our main planet. Guardian Dragon. Oh, that's cool, man. We already found a civilization. Can we know their ethics? Militarist pops and xenophobes. So they won't be very happy to make a trade pact with us. Space Dragon is very, very nice. We already finished our first tradition. Our first Ascension perk shall be One Vision, increasing our monthly unity even further, and also governing ethics attraction, which later on will be converted into more faction approval and extra happiness, which in turn increases our trade value from pops, because happy pops produces more trade. Oh, but that's interesting. We found a mining station. It has nothing to defend itself. Our corvette here will take a very long time to defeat it, but eventually we are gonna win this engagement. It is going down very slowly. However, our other corvette was not so lucky. They had the Lone Defender. I think that with defeat the Lone Defender, we gain the Specimen, which increases our shield hit points in Federal systems by 30%. But we don't have the military power to defeat it right now, and our commander died in the engagement. Our first colony has now arrived, and oh boy, do we have some blockers we need to clear out. Let's first build a machine assembly part. Now for real? Our third and final corvette has also found some enemies. Yeah, let's retreat. So this is the furthest we can explore in the galaxy at this point. At least we managed to find an AI empire very soon, but they are xenophobic. Our second tradition is gonna be prosperity, because our districts are kinda expensive to build, especially later on, and we don't have a very good mineral outcome because we can't have any more systems other than our main. And since we have researched a Naval refinery, we can change the building from the crew quarters to have 10 more minerals every single month. Our third and final planet has been colonized, and let's build a machine assembly plant as well. So we can't be much stronger than that at this point, only 3 planets. We gotta work with what we have now, folks. But we are already producing 220 trade value from Cursed Land. And our corvette has finally defeated the mining station, and with the passage now clear, we reach the system that has the curators. That's very important. Like, curators early on is so huge because you can hire their leader and have their counselor position and start leveling them up. I believe we found a federation because there are 3 first contacts in the same area. That usually corresponds to an AI empire that has one of the Federation origins. Now imagine if they happen to be a trade league, that would skyrocket our production to the moon. But even if they don't are, I think we can join them and change the Federation type to trade league. We made contact with the Hypnara nation. Alright, let's improve relations. Also establish contact with the Curator Order. And as soon as we have a more stabilized economy, we can improve their opinion and hire their scientists. We have a bad event with the xenophobic empire, but we will lift the immunity because we don't want to harm our relations with them. But they are receptive to us, that's very important. So perhaps it is easier to establish a commercial pact with them rather than the Hypnara nation. Massive unity boost here, that's huge. We're almost finishing up our second tradition, and we are still at 10 years into the game. What? Roland has personal development and gained 5,000 experience. Oh boy, you are so good, Roland, our chief executive officer. And the advisor trait gives us plus 5% trade value as well. And we also finished the second tradition, and for our second ascension perk, we'll grab the technological ascendancy, because once we virtual ascend, all of our efforts will be shifted towards tech rush. Our factions are also founded, but they have a not so great faction approval. We can increase it to 100% later. Blast Machine Ascension. We will make our way there, don't you worry, Church. We met the first Fallen Empire, the Molarnock Guardians. At least they are spiritual. I don't know if the spiritual Fallen Empire will try to bully us as soon as we grab the Synth Ascension, because we are spiritual, man. We just like to worship machines. But this is a tricky one. We can have either the Unified Focus giving us plus 10% Unity, or Expeditionist. However, this one won't affect at all the Unity we produce from trade. So it is better to have the Expeditionist, especially because we have so many blockers to clear out on our planets. And I think that this trait later on gives us clear blocker reduction cost. If United Nation is starting to like us, they already opened their borders and have neutral status. So by being friendly and conversational, we are slowly working their minds. We made contact with the Mephistios Pios nation and also all of their Federation members. A hive mind? The hive isn't part of the Federation, right? The hive is a part of the Federation. What? I've never seen that. So these are xenophile and spiritualists, so they will like us very much. Let's improve relations. They already want to establish an embassy. How cordial of you. Our third tradition ideally would be diplomacy, but since we have a Federation ally very nearby, we don't need the diplomacy to form a Federation. So we're gonna go with Discovery, because as soon as we virtual ascend, the tech rush is gonna be massive, and because of this, we wanna have the researchers as productive as possible. Let's expand the council and start working our way into Evolved Society for extra unity. Let's have a Secretary of Defense. It is important for us to level up some admirals, because we are gonna have so low naval cap from just having one system. Having more admirals with naval cap traits is gonna help us a lot. Let's guarantee the independence of Hypnara Nation, although we only have 2 corvettes. That will increase our opinion, form a commercial pact as soon as we have 20 trust. And only 5 more trust. Oh, already? Alright.
Incoming inquiry.
And that enables us to have a branch office as soon as we have a little bit more energy credits. They already want to form a defensive pact, but that's gonna cost us a lot of influence, and they are already guaranteeing our independence. So let's decline it. Let's establish the first branch offices. It will grant us 24 energy credits, and we also can have a corporate holding. That is very important because later on, although we won't be having many star bases due to one system, we can establish the Mercenary liaison office, giving us plus 10 naval cap. But we'll go with the commercial forum. It's quite expensive, 800 minerals, but it will increase the trade value in this office by a lot. And we have the Naso the Meteor, and he's a very good leader because we have the Vibrant Storyteller, and every time we research an anomaly, all my scientists will gain 300 EXP, including our councilor members and perhaps even governors. So let's enlist you, and you'll be responsible for researching all anomalies that spawn in our systems. Not in our systems because we only have one, but the nearby systems at least. Another commercial pact formed. Oh, but someone already has. Who? Oh boy. Ruthless capitalists, so I bet these guys are a criminal syndicate. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we are gonna purge you from existence. Butterflies. We already have 530 trade value from our Hopeless Dream system, and that is before year 30 as well. Oh, you wanna establish an embassy with us? Being a criminal syndicate? Not at all. We have finished our third tradition, and we can grab the Synthetic Age. The transformation situation shall now begin. They already offered us an association status, meaning soon enough we'll be invited into the Federation, I hope. Thankfully our Federation allies have declared rivalry with Criminal Heritage. So if we join the Federation, we'll be in line with our plans of destroying them. So yeah everyone, we have reached 700 trade value from our main system. 400 for the cursed land and 150 basically for each one of these other colonies. Now if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, because we will be continuing it tomorrow, and oh boy, I don't know how we are gonna defeat the crisis, And I think we have a pretty good start so far. Perhaps we can even defeat 2 crises at once. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. So our plan right now is to finish the transformation, grab the virtuality. We aren't spending any of our unity on excess traditions, just waiting for the virtuality to be adopted. And also, we want to be a part of their federation. We currently have an association status already, however being invited to that is much harder because of the distance and the relative power of our empires, since we only have one system and can't occupy anymore. And don't forget, we are playing against the 25 times crisis at 75 years earlier, so within 100 years they will already start appearing, and we only have 2 corvettes with less than 200 fleet power combined. We have a major rival here is the Cleansers of Funka. They are a criminal heritage and started to establish branch office in our Federation allies. So after we finish the virtuality, we will build a sufficient large enough fleet power to perhaps purge them from the galaxy, but I don't know if that's possible without becoming a genocidal and making everyone else hate us. Let's focus on the virtuality tradition tree, and I'm a little bit scared about these aliens, because right now we have no means of increasing our fleet power, and if they are a genocidal empire, we are done for this playthrough, because they're just gonna claim our systems. Yeah, that's not good. So this empire is already at war with our unknown federation. Let's see if our allies have some alloys to trade. Yeah, they grabbed the missile of the Lone Defender. However, we don't have a Grand Archive now to utilize it. They only have 260 alloys in stockpile. They are doing worse than we are. Let's build some starbases defenses and later on defensive platforms. We'll also start increasing our alloy production a little bit. Even if they are friendly to us, we'll still need to defeat the Cleansers of Funka. We'll find purity in the code, adopting the virtuality tradition, and let's start getting those perks. Oh, they're only isolationists, so yeah. I don't know how they declare war on our allies, but at least they aren't genocidal. We should already start building some research labs as well, because it only take about, 40 months to finish the virtuality tradition. Oh, they are fanatic spiritualists, so yeah, they won't hate us, thankfully. Let's establish an embassy. They are already receptive to us. That was scary. I preemptively built some defense platforms, but yeah, at least it looks cool, right? I mean, virtuality is meant for the Shattered Ring origin, right? Districts that provide cleric, prosperity teachers, or researchers provide additional jobs. We also have one max district from Planetary Ascension, and I believe that this includes Shattered Rings. Cleansers of Flanka are starting to become suspicious of us, as they should. And there we have it. The virtuality has been adopted. So let's restore all jobs and let's see the impact on our production. It's such a broken ascension, holy. And for our next ascension perk, we could go with Cosmogenesis. However, since we are doing the one system challenge, we won't be able to build the Synaptic Blade and get the advanced logic quickly enough to beat the 25 times crisis. So instead, we're gonna go with Defender of the Galaxy for extra endgame crisis factions, and also the opinion modifier is gonna help us a lot. We'll replace all temples with research labs for now, and we are already making almost 1.4 thousand trade value on the Hopeless Rim system. That is insane. We can finally start hiring the curators to increase their opinion of us. Our next tradition shall be Harmony, because we will be using our Unity to ascend our planets. And Harmony has an increase to the efficiency of our planetary ascension. Yeah, the Arcfurnace technology. Very powerful, but we have basically no use for it. Now, one thing that is making me worried a little bit is that our allies are almost forming a federation with us, but because of the distance, we have a -22 modifier to it. Let's form a commercial pact and improve our relations a little bit further. I don't want you to attack us. And yep, the Cleansers of Funka already established their holding. Oh, our 2 neighbors declared war on each other, and we're just gonna spectate. They have two borders, one here and another one kinda here, right? We have a close view to that. Who wins gets to be our vassal later on. So we've already finished building all research labs in our empire capital, and we shall expand our trade districts a little bit, at least until we have the mega engineering and can repair the ring world. And it looks like the Hypnara nation is turbo stomping the Jiburu assembly. Wow. One thing that you must always do if you are a virtual is unemploy all of your roboticists. Because you don't have any assembly, these jobs will only have an upkeep of 2 alloys, reducing our efficiency and also increasing our empire sprawl. We are already producing 2000 trade value in our system and losing 400 energy from monthly trades, but still making a surplus of 200. We'll build one exotic gas refinery so we can start buying exotic gases from the market and upgrade our research labs. Now we'll reform our government, remove the brand loyalty because we don't need that plus 15 monthly unity anymore. We'll grab the Gigacorp, granting us plus 25% planetary ascension effects and reducing the ascension cost. Another thing we'll do is grab the naval contractors, which will increase our naval cap by 15%, but the mercenary enclave capacity is very good, so we can have our own mercenary enclave on our system, giving us more fleets and also naval cap, as you'll see. Let's start buying 4 more exotic gases every single month and start upgrading our research labs. We finished the Harmony tradition, and as our next Ascension perk, we'll grab the Galactic Force Projection, increasing our naval cap and fleet command limit. We'll now start ascending our planets with the surplus unity, so our capital only cost 1.4k. Oh, we gained the psionic theory? How? That's so lucky. I think it's because we are a spiritualist, right? So we're going to reduce our empire size from pops by another 10%. Our main bottleneck right now is the mineral production. We are buying 200 from the market, but we don't have any good means of producing any more minerals. What I can do instead is grab the mining districts from the ring world designation, but the scrap miner job isn't very good in my opinion. They are demanding our vassalization. No, but I think this is a good time to start improving our alloy production. We want to avoid grabbing this technology because it will increase our upkeep from jobs by 10%, and we already have so many modifiers increasing our resources from jobs that the marginal gains we'll get is very minimal. However, the upkeep increase is massive because later on we'll have the forge designation on our ring worlds that reduces the metallurgist upkeep, and increasing its upkeep, well, we're gonna have a very high amount of mineral cost, and since we don't have a good production, it's not very nice. We have already ascended all of our planets to the tier 3, which is the highest we can have for now, and for our next tradition, we're gonna have the supremacy. We want to research the Arco studies so we can have the ancient refinery technology for those precious rare resources. Since we have a very limited amount of buildings we can build on our planet, it is crucial we maximize the output of them. We can hire a curator, a level 5 scientist with the curator trait, and the empire effects per skill level is very important for us. So we launch the agenda expanded also and have the curator archivist. Now this bad boy already grants us plus 10% research speed and plus 10% researcher output just from the get-go. We have already reached 3000 research per month, and our goal is to research the mega engineering as quickly as possible. However, we are not getting very lucky in the tech roles. We need to first have the Citadel technology in order for the mega engineering to start appear. I think that if we increase our relative power, we can join their federation. So I currently expanded our alloy production to a much higher level. However, it's gonna cost us 10,000 alloys to repair every single one of our ring sections. So we need to create a larger stockpile at this point. It's not 10,000. 10,000 is for us to have the final ring section. It's actually gonna be 7.5k. It's still very high. we're gonna start creating our Mercenary Enclave, and I have developed this empty fleet because to build an Enclave you only need fleet capacity and not fleet power. So yeah, they only cost 350 alloys instead of the regular 1.3k, and since you only need 50 fleet capacity, 6 of these battleships will do it. For real? I mean, we need an asteroid or moon to build our Mercenary Enclave. And there isn't anything like that in our system. Oh boy. So yeah, our plan of having a Mercenary Enclave is now gone. So let's upgrade our fleets to a regular battleship. We'll declare war against the butterflies to seize assets and grab all of their branch offices. However, first we'll mobilize our brand new battleship fleet closer to their systems. They want to establish an embassy, they don't even know what's coming for them. We have finished the Supremacy tradition and unlocked another Ascension perk. However, right now our options are very limited, since most of them we have no real use, due to having only one system. So I'll wait until we have the Mega Engineering technology to have the Master Builders and improve the speed of which we repair our ring worlds. But as a matter of fact, I don't think it actually affects the speed. We'll have to test it out. I think it's incredible how we still haven't rolled the Citadel technology, although we already have all the prerequisites. Finally, folks. This is gonna speed up things a lot for us. But it's still pretty late, right? We are the technology 70 years into the game. It's not looking good for us. Let's declare war on the cleansers of Fanka and seize their assets. But they have quite a large fleet. What is this? Let's have the no retreat. That should give us a lot of fleet firepower. And as soon as we finish the Citadel technology, the Mega Engineering tech popped up. How wonderful. Their fleets arrived. They have what, 400 ships just here. Let's activate our warriors as well, so we become a little bit stronger. Yeah, we have 52k now. Things are looking good so far. They haven't been able to catch up to our battleships. Oh, how some fleets are that far away? I have no idea. So we won the battle without losing a single battleship. We only lost 2 corvettes because they are much closer range. Look at the damage we dealt to our strike craft, 95,000. They only dealt 8.5k in total. And as our last tradition, we're gonna grab adaptability for one simple reason. We can have the enhanced recycling, reducing our building district strategic resource upkeep by 15%, which means when we have those precious ring world districts, we won't be spending that many volatile motes and exotic gases to maintain. In other words, improving our pop efficiency. We shall start making our way into the repeatables technology, starting with the strike crafts. One thing that we also need to keep in mind is our research speed is very low, and we definitely gotta increase this number. One thing that I forgot to build was the Research Institute, which can give us plus 5% research speed. And another thing is always looking out for leaders with the Spark of Genius trait. And one thing that will be problematic for us finishing up this war is the occupation. Although we already have 100% war exhaustion and the maximum amount of navy strength, the amount of occupation we get is very low because we do not have any armies whatsoever. And we can build them, however, our mineral production is very low, so it will take a while to build the necessary force. We have the Mega Engineering technology and are already repairing our shattered rings, so let's activate the Living Metal Mega construction and see if this time reduces. It does not. The Mega Structure build speed does not affect this. In other words, if we grabbed the Master Builder's Ascension perk, it would be completely useless. So we'll wait a little bit until we can have the Titans and grab the Colossus Project Ascension perk. But yeah, there is still 50 more years until the crisis can start appearing. However, our current production is bottlenecked so hard for the exotic materials and mineral production. And also, I don't know how we are gonna increase our tech output because we have a very low amount of research speed. Unfortunately, the federations we cannot be invited in for many reasons. The first is they are so far away from us, and the second is and only the leader of the federation can invite. But although we have good relations with everyone else, most of them do not wanna invite us in. So yeah, we are probably gonna be federation-less for this run. And I made the mistake of setting up the mid-game time so close to the endgame, so we won't even be able to become the Galactic Custodian before the crisis arrive. Yeah. we are not in a very good position here. So apparently I was wrong and we can form a galactic community before the mid-game date. All we need to do is establish communications with at least 70% of all empires in the galaxy. And in order to do that, what we're gonna do is very simple. We're gonna go ahead and trade some communications, and doing that, eventually we'll reach everyone else in the galaxy. Following that same principle that everyone you know on Earth is at least 7 contacts away from you. And it is very cheap to negotiate communications. Only 27 dark matter will do it for these guys. To be honest, they are very friendly with us. So we already established contact with 2 more empires, but both of them don't know anyone else. So we are gonna have to rely on the empires we are at war with. But they are still cordial to us. War is merely the continuation of economic competition by other means. I agree with you. Oh, we can't offer trade deal amidst the war. Makes sense. By looking at the victory screen, we can see how many empires there are, or at least have a good vision about it. So out of 19 empires, we have established communications with 12. So doing a quick math would require about 14 empires to have communications with us. So 2 more remaining. Oh, we can have the gateway travel already. That's good. If someone else happened to have a gateway on the other side of the galaxy, that will facilitate things a lot for us. Right now we need to expand our occupation in the war, and we currently sent another one of our battleship fleets to engage on the other section. However, one empire already declared war on the cleansers of Funka, so their occupation do not count towards our own war. At least we finished the production of our armies, currently a little above 1000 in army strength. Why are they doing this? So the Vagoran Confederacy is occupying our planet, but that does not count towards our occupation. And there is no way we can occupy from them unless we declare war at them, which will go against our objective of joining their federation. Let's start the construction of some mega war androids just in case we need for another war. They are quite expensive to build, so we only built 5 of them. We are doing some orbital bombardment at their planet. However, since we only have 4 battleships, the amount of devastation we are making is very low. We can start gateway construction now, which will help us move across the galaxy. We can start the production of our Vesper 17 class Juggernaut, and I will be using penetrating weapons, because in most cases it's best against the crisis. The only exception may be the Satana. We can finally achieve war goals, and we have taken control of all of these branch offices. Holy! Now we're gonna spend a little of our minerals in order to build the necessary holdings. So we'll start off by building a commercial forum, which will increase the branch office trade value tremendously. However, they are very expensive, 800 minerals for a single one, the same cost as a Mega War android. And we have currently finished building up our 5 Mega Wars, for a total of 1000 army strength. We'll now recall all of our fleets, which will take more than 1000 days to return. Oh, that was unfortunate. So because we have finished the construction of our first ring segment, its districts got changed to a commercial segment, meaning we are now in a deficit of rare crystals. And since we aren't producing any, we can't buy them from the market. Let's hope some of our allies have a stockpile of it so we can buy until we are producing our own. Here we'll trade 130 dark matter for only 100 rare crystals. Now, although we are a trade empire, we aren't making the best decisions here, when it comes to trade, that is. Let's build our first construction ship in the game in order to have a gateway in our system. I don't even know why I try to say main system sometimes, because we only have one. So let's have a gateway site on the opposite side of our hyperlane networks. We can hire the Baron Victor Jariden, and he has a very good trait, plus 500 ship starting experience, and also plus 25% ship build speed. Because we won't be able to build a mega shipyard, everything that we can have for ship build speed will be very helpful. Mainly because we are only gonna have one shipyard, which is our starbase. Let's start building up some research segments as well, and our mineral production is currently at plus 0.77. I don't know how we're gonna overcome that, to be honest, and also our consumer good deficit. Because the trade district on our Shattered Ring provides us with some artisan jobs, but on the regular ring world it does not. We will be constructing some commercial segments in order to increase our trade value and buy the resources we cannot produce. So basically globalism, but in a galactic scale. Or should I say galacticism? Because those very beautiful butterflies were a criminal heritage, there are some branch offices that are producing negative amounts of trade. But we won't close them, because although they have some criminals later on, these criminals will be off, so we'll be able to benefit from them. We have finished our last tradition, the adaptability, and we have 2 Ascension perks to grab. Now it hurts my feelings to see Galactic Wonders and Master Builders, and we opting for the Universal Transactions. But minerals are quite expensive in our internal market, 4 energy for each one, and alloys you can sell for only 0.77. So let's try to trade with some other empires. Also, now that we are at peace with them, we can offer trade deal to have communicate. Oh, they don't know anyone else. Alright. Do the butterflies know? Nope. Although it doesn't look like a butterfly, it is the Butterfly Empire. Here you can have a better deal, but it is still an absurd 4.4 thousand alloys in exchange for 5k minerals. Like, we are a trade empire and we keep doing the worst trades ever. I just want for the galactic market to be established so we can trade in some resources without those absurd prices. Oh, look at this commercial pact. How wonderful it is for them. The deal will grant us 29 energy and them 600 each month. Like, you gotta be paying me much more than that, buddy. But since we are the good guys, we don't care. Titans, finally. After we finish the research, we can build our Colossus. Now, for real, the Cleansers of Funka already established the branch office on the Cobaria. We are gonna declare war on them again. That's what they want, right? They are masochists. They want to suffer. So let's grab the Colossus project and start researching it. A shortage of volatile modes? That I did not expect. Oh, those very strange Fallen Empire wants to grant us planetary shields. Thank you. But although it's weird, right? Like we are ever gonna use it. So I've reached in the wiki to see why we don't have the ancient refinery yet. And apparently our odds of researching it reduces dramatically if we do not have a faculty of Arco studies. However, we don't have the minor artifacts required to have it, so I don't know how we're gonna do that. Unity Ambitions technology, fantastic. Only 3 months to finish? Alright. And we are already making 5,000 trade value on the Hopeless Dream system. And we can pick our last Ascension perk, which will be Transcendental Learning, I guess. Like, all the other ones do not provide a very good bonus. Like Elect Contender, we are just gonna roll through the Fallen Empire anyways. And Eternal Vigilance, we only have 1 starbase. if someone manages to reach our system, we are already over anyways, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, let's grab the stranded learning. And because we have finished all the Ascension perks, we can upgrade our planets to Ascension Tier 10. And I know why we don't have contact with the other side of the galaxy. And that is because there is a Marauder and we are in a buried spiral galaxy. And the other part that we could have went through is blocked in by the Fallen Empire. So yeah, the galaxy is segregated. That's why these guys that are on the frontier does not have any communications with other empires. So we need to brute force our way to the Marauders using the 8th Codex fleet. I just wish we had jump drives though, it would make our lives so much easier. We have finally finished the research of ancient refinery, so we can build it on our planets. However, we can only build one. Oh no. They also cost minor artifacts. Oh boy, how are we gonna do this? I mean, that tech was my only hope of stabilizing our economy. I guess we could try researching the precursor anomalies and perhaps grant us a little bit of minor artifacts. I'm trying to stabilize our economy, but it's becoming extremely volatile. We currently have minus 2k energy credits every single month from our trades. And we aren't even being able to maintain the exotic gas consumption. And amidst all this chaos, a beacon of hope appeared, our Juggernaut. Our tech reduced a little bit, however, our economy is much stable now. I have exchanged the Nasus Demeter, which was exploring this region here, for our head of research, so he could explore these anomalies and maybe have some minor artifacts for us. But after we did that, our head of research was ambushed by a Catalloid, yeah, on the other side of the galaxy. It's gonna time out in 1800 days, and it's gonna take our Juggernaut 2000 days to reach there. So our scientists pretty much died because of this. We need to hire another good head of research, but there aren't very good options here. We'll activate a edict to help us out. Let's see if it reduces a little bit further. Yeah, it's now only 1.6 thousand days, and the project will time out in 1.5, so it's still not enough. We are finally engaging the Marauders. And oh boy, do they have a large fleet in there. I think we're gonna have to activate a little more edicts. Our fleets were doing just fine until they got clustered by their missiles. Thankfully we managed to survive their first strike. And it is just a firework at this point. There's missiles and strike craft being fired everywhere. One system is now cleared. Moving on to the second one. Jump drives, fantastic. Yeah, we lost 2 battleships. That's not good. Since we are in such a very bad position to fight the 10-5 times crisis, we want to maintain control of every single ship that we have. Cannot afford these losses. Now that we have dealt with the Marauders, we can deactivate our war edicts and save up some precious rare resources. Oh no, they don't have a passage to the other side. Is it really just one passage? I've never seen that before. Well, I have a better plan. Since we won't be arriving in time to save our head of research, we'll use our Juggernaut to move to the Acela system and improve itself to have the jump drive. This way we can jump from here to there and establish contact with one empire on the other side. Because that's all we need to do, just establish one contact with any empire on the other side. Now buying 360 minerals from the market is costing us 1.9 thousand energy. And if we had the Galactic market formed, that wouldn't be happening. Our Juggernaut reached the system, let's upgrade its design, 16 days only, and let's jump. Why? Oh, we need a science ship for scientist, man. Alright, that isn't a problem. And just grab a scientist vessel. Since we expanded a little bit of our tech, almost at 14,000, we have a very large consumer good deficit, that we are trying to resolve by spending more minerals with our civilian fabricators. But yeah, things are pretty dire for us at this point. We really need to establish communications with another empire. Let's jump our head of research. Alright, and we already made contact with some species. Let's start making first contact with them. And I need to save our economy for a couple more months. Who wants to trade with me, please? You? Do you have? Oh, you are just a consciousness, you don't have consumer goods. Well, why were you invited into the Federation and I wasn't? Can someone explain me that? You declared war on them. And now you are a Federation member? Alright. But you, I know that you wanna trade. I just have no idea why you have our portrait. You already stole our hope for a Federation and now our leaders. But I can give you some dark matter. I don't know why it is all the way up there. Alright. And I have completely forgot to remove the interloper and have our 4th ringworld section. I'm so dumb. We have established contact with the sovereignty of Sevasia. And they are cordial to us already. Fantastic. And we have made contact with the Fallen Empire. I was hoping it was another empire, but it's fine. Our head of research is dead, so since the Galactic market is gonna take a while to form, at least 10 more years if the Galactic community is created right away, we need to find a way of stabilizing our economy before that. Now, one thing I did was very simple. I just shifted the industrial designation of our ring world to a factory world. That reduces the artisan upkeep tremendously and also shifted all the jobs in the metallurgist for artisans. This way we can have a more stable income until we research more repeatables, and after we reach a certain point, we can go back into building more fleets. In the meantime, we are gonna expand our bench offices across the whole galaxy, basically using the Mercenary liaison office to increase our naval cap. Right now, a single artisan has an upkeep of 0.9 minerals and produces 20 consumer goods. So yeah, they're pretty much creating consumer goods out of thin air at this point. You just give him a rock in your backyard and they will turn into an iPhone. The cyborg Fallen Empire wants to take our beloved Nasus the Meter. However, he's one of our best admirals and will be crucial later on to build our fleet due to his military ship build speed increase. So we need him. If you wanna take somebody else, I think we can reconsider. Yeah, precisely what I was talking in our other video. The Maulornock Guardians are blocking the way to the other side of the galaxy. Now it's very interesting that there is literally only a single path towards there, because there is usually 2 ways of reaching the other side, one for each region of the galaxy. And since the Mercenary liaison office is not a planet unique, we can build as many of those as we can. So ideally, every single branch office can give us a base of 40 naval cap. However, since we have so many modifiers to it, combining everything we are gaining plus 65% naval cap already. And that is without even activating the supremacist diplomatic stance, giving us plus 20%. So if you round things up, a branch office can theoretically give us a little bit more than 70 naval cap. Actually, I just thought about something. Since we have no need for our unity right now, all we need to do is change the trade policy from marketplace of ideas to consumer benefits, and our factory world shall now become a forge one. Let's see if that works out. Perfect. That's it. We stabilize our economy. I was so dumb from not thinking about it. We have reached our stockpile of alloys, and it is now time to declare war on the cleansers of Funka. But first, I will build a new batch of ships using this surplus of alloys. Let's change our Minister of Defense for the Baron Victor. Victor will increase our ship build speed by a little bit, and the Galactic community will be formed now. Finally. It literally took us so damn long to form the Galactic market that it's gonna take another 20 years to form the Galactic Council, and I think that another 15 years to establish the Custodian, which will be us, obviously. So at this point, the crisis is about to appear within 25 years, and yeah. We are pretty weak at this point. We are making a very good progress towards the repeatables though, but I don't think that will be enough. Alright, now we have a lot of communications being established, because the Galactic community is now formed. Let's propose the Galactic market. Alright, only 690 days, and the Senate will be over the recess. Everyone wants to establish an embassy with us, because we are very friendly and conversational. We finished the construction of our gateway, and now we can travel throughout the galaxy a little bit faster. The Radiant Shield will also be a resolution that we'll be supporting, but first the Galactic market, please. The Clusters of Funka wants to establish an embassy with us. However, we have second intentions. We are slowly but surely increasing our fleet capacity. We already built 4 of our Titans, which is the maximum number we can have for now. We are constructing our Colossus and already have our Juggernaut. So the Senate is now voting on the Galactic market and everyone is on board, thankfully. Now we shall declare war on the Clusters of Funka to seize their assets. And let's divide our fleet into 4. So 4 fleets of 50k fleet power. Yeah, I don't think they can take a single one of ours, to be honest. Yeah, our pups and Hopeless Dream Secondus aren't very happy with minus 150 amenities. So we are building a commercial segment in order to increase their amenities and make their lives a little bit funnier. We also gotta activate the exotic gases as fuel, because it will take 1000 days for our fleet to arrive in the Clusters of Funka. So one commercial segment already increased their happiness by a lot, but it wasn't enough. I think we'll use the corporate culture side, because it grants us pop amenity usage reduction, and since we have so many pops, it will have a significant effect. Now that we have our jump drives, I've taken a shortcut, and we can choose which systems we'll jump to. You are gonna strike through this region first, and our other fleets are gonna engage their main planets. Oh, just as we are jumping, a cosmic storm appeared. Let's see if we work it out. We lost 2 battleships already. Oh, that's so bad. Do they have frigates? Yeah, they have a lot of frigates. Yeah, that is a bad engagement, unfortunately. So we'll activate some of our other edicts to see if it improves a little bit. Oh, but they're still coming at us much quicker than we can escape. Our battleships aren't being able to kite them. Oh boy. And our Titan is engaging their starbase instead of their fleet. Yeah. Now let's retreat. This was a very bad engagement. It should be a total win for us this time. Yeah, much better. I don't think we lost a single battleship. Yeah, we didn't. We are only losing a little bit of our rare resources due to our war edicts, so let's deactivate them for now. We can start nominating our planets as the Galactic Hub, however we just need to wait a little bit and recover some of our energy credits. So if we can't have the Galactic market on a ring world with 4k trade value, I don't know what's more fitting than that. We already nominated it the most amount of times we can. We have a pretty good chance. Oh man, they have engaged our armies. That's terrible. I wasn't looking. I was paying attention to the Galactic. So I was paying attention to the Galactic market nomination. Yeah, our army got completely destroyed. So back again to building more fleets. So the bad part about the particle storm is that it disables all ship regen. So being in multiple engagements is definitely going to hurt our fleet unless we can stop in a nearby starbase that isn't affected by the storm. We have established our last colony on Hopeless Dream Tertius, and we'll start off by building up some commercial segments to improve our economic capacity. Oh, fantastic! So the archaeological projects gives us plus 50 minor artifacts. And you know what that means. Let's grab our first ancient... Oh, we need more minerals. No problem. First ancient refinery on its way. We can use the surplus unity to improve the Hopeless Dream Tertius to the maximum ascension tier. Oh, we still need a little bit more, 18k. but that will come naturally to us. But the second archaeological project only gives us plus 10 minor artifacts. Why is that? And there aren't any more anomalies of the precursor insights. We are stuck with only one ancient refinery. Let's jump this fleet to the other side to have more occupation in those systems. You are gonna jump there. Let's attack them by surprise using our jump drives. And they retreated. We'll also do a little bit of trade with our allies in order to have more minerals and improve the Hopeless Dream tertius. Galactic market is established in the Hopeless Dream system. Fantastic. Let's see how our economy produces. Oh boy. We are finally stabilized. We only have a 10% market fee as well, so it's fantastic. And we could go back to having a healthy tech rush. We are so close to winning the war. Please accept it. Oh, they refuse it. No. What now? What about now? Alright, we won. Let's see how many branch offices we have now. Oh, yeah, quite good. I think it was, what, 7 more. But without a single corporate holding, which means more mercenary liaisons for us. Oh, this one has so many slots, but I think we'll build a commercial farm at least to increase the branch off's value a little bit. Yeah, all their planets have 4 slots. This is a magnificent empire. Wow. The drums of war, the Great Khan has spawned. Let's try to kill the Great Khan and have the Khan thrown, which increases our naval cap a little bit. That will also be very important. And there they are. It will only take 2.2 thousand days for our fleets to arrive there. Oh, but why the Galactic Council? We can't form it already. 20 years? But when was the Galactic Community formed? I bet it was like 1 day after the Senate will be in recess, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see if we can launch it. Nope. The Senate is in session now. Yeah, we still can launch it. I don't know then. Now we are buying 250 minerals every single month, but we can still buy 5k for only 0.4 energy credits. That's the power of the galactic market. Oh, but we did earn some minor artifacts in some way. Alright, I haven't seen that. Let's build some more ancient refineries. Our bottleneck right now is being our alloy production. So we'll start by replacing some districts in the Hopeless Dream Secondus for industrial segments. We currently have 1.2k naval cap already, and we can even increase that using our supremacy diplomatic stance. But right now it is not needed. All of our fleets are ready and in range to engage the Yastun Horde. However, since we do not have any sensor range about their fleet, we'll try to trade some active communications to have a better knowledge of their fleets. There we have it. Oh, what? So one of their fleets has over 400k, and this is the chosen of the Great Khan. I don't know if it is the Great Khan here, we need to find his fleet. Yeah, so we can see in their engagement that the Great Khan is there. Alright, however, he is heavily defended. Another fleet's coming from behind at a 300k. And we only have about 700k nearby. And the Defender of the Galaxy only deals extra damage against endgame crisis, not the mid-game. So we'll first jump our fleets here. Only 64k on the starbase. Easy win. And start slowly making our way to the Great Khan. So the Great Khan is coming to meet us. How cordial of him. Let's wait for him in the middle of the system. Welcome, Great Khan. Yeah, the Great Khan meets defeat. Not even a single battleship lost. All that talking for nothing. But I don't think that he's dead though. Because we didn't have the relic. I think we only scared him a little bit. And now we can propose to form the Galactic Council. So far we have established 18 branch offices throughout the galaxy, granting us plus 390 naval cap. Ridiculous. On top of that, we already have 20,000 tech every single month. The only downside is that our tech speed is not very high, only plus 88%. However, our Empire Sprawl is minimal, However, we won't be able to become a custodian before the year that the crisis can spawn, which is within 5 years. So far we have managed to build around 1 million in fleet power, which is definitely not enough to take on the 25 times crisis. We would need at least 5 million if we were to take them out. So yeah, we aren't in a very good position, I must say. In order to defeat the crisis, we need to definitely increase our fleet power to at least 3 times of what we have now. However, we need to first increase our naval cap and also our alloy production, because at the current rate, we'll have the necessary fleet power much later into the game after the crisis spawns. So our main goal right now is to find the Khan that has escaped in our last encounter, grab the Khan throne, and increase our naval cap. We'll also try to trade some alloys with our allies throughout the galaxy, since we are a Megacorp. We are also making our way to form a Galactic Council, but it probably won't be formed before the crisis appear, and also getting the custodianship is gonna take much longer. Some allies agreed to give us 15,000 alloys. That will help us field a little larger fleet, at least. We have found the chosen of the Khan again, but this time with 500,000 fleet power. And they are going the opposite way of our fleets. Perhaps they got scared from the last encounter. Though we got their attention. They are going back. So let's stay a little farther in the system, but pointed at them. As soon as the Great Khan appears, he's gonna get blown up. And there he is. The death of the Great Khan, and we get the Khan throne. We lost 2 battleships, but it's worth it. So we gain access to the satrapy subject preset, and let's retreat our fleets from those systems to more safer places. And now we only need to find some alien empires that wants to be a satrapy with us. We have also built the Grand Archive, so we can buy some specimens for every empire in the galaxy in order to have a massive collection. Now I remember that the Hifnara nation has the missile of the Lone Defender. Yeah, 30% shield hit points in friendly systems. Oh, I found the federation that I can join after all this time. Oh man, who knew that looking for specimens could yield something even greater? One thing that I forgot doing is improving relations with the Salvager Enclave, because if I remember correctly, they give us a boost to our engineering research speed. We have traded many things with all empires in the galaxy, and we have also joined the Martial Alliance. Fantastic. Now the Federation is already at level 4, granting us plus 25% damage against the endgame crisis, and if we reach the level 5, we will gain another 25%. However, that reduced our naval cap tremendously, because for some reason they have high contribution to the fleet. What I want to do is have full control of the Federation. However, it's quite hard because they have a succession type to rotation. Our commercial pacts are granting them 740 energy. I see why they want to be in a federation with us. And the Southern hierarchy is gaining 870. Wow. How much to establish a branch office there? 2.8 thousand energy. We are currently losing 1.2k. Yeah, not ideal. Let's retreat our fleets, but the closest path is towards the gateway on the Erenes system. So we'll jump our fleets here. That is just some mining corps that are gonna be surprised when a massive fleet arrives, but it reduces our time a little bit. Our economy is back in shambles as always. Because of this, we're gonna change our diplomatic stance to supremacist. However, it will harm relations with everyone else that is in the supremacist diplomatic stance. But we are so friendly to everyone that I don't think it matters that much. Oh, that increased it only by 50 our naval cap? Really? I thought it would have a larger effect. The new Yastum Khanate, even the Khan that we just defeated, wants to establish an embassy with us. And they stay together. That's actually very rare to see. They usually split up in dozens of little empires. Let's establish a branch office on Sandar 4 and already build some more mercenary liaisons. Nasus the Meteor has died at the age of 181 years. So long, my friend. We can have 2 relics, one that gives us unity, which is useless, and the other one that gives us a more leader capacity and effective counselor skill, which we won't be using, but at least the passive effect's a little better. And the other relic we can have will increase our ship build speed by 15% and reduce our robot upkeep, which is currently at 1k, so not bad. The other option would be the Pulse Stone, giving us plus 25% energy weapons damage. However, the Khan's Throne already gives us plus 20% ship weapons damage, and that includes the kinetic ones, so we will be activating this instead of the Pulse Stone. Therefore, the flow meta is better, just because of the passive effects. I'm trying to have some satrapies for us, however, most empires do not like the subject type. So, because we don't have much time to declare war and force someone into being a satrapy before the crisis spawn, we need to contend with only a protectorate. But it is fine, we can just rob them of all the basic resources. And it only costs 57 influence. 1 has accepted, 2 and 3. Let's see how our economy goes from those 3. Oh, wow! What? Now we are talking. I should have done this way sooner. Yeah, they broke the commercial pact because they are disloyal, but it doesn't really matter. Within time we can reestablish this commercial pact. And this opens up the opportunity for us to increase our fleets once again. And the crisis is about to spawn within 1 year. That is if they spawn right at the endgame date, which not always happens. But you know how things go for our runs. We are expanding our fleet, currently at 1.8 million fleet power already. Our goal is to reach 3 million. However, that's quite hard to do with such a short amount of time. I will start building up some battleships without any defensive slots, because since we are going against the crisis, every single shot of them will instantly kill any battleship, regardless of their defensive slots. This way they are cheaper and have a less upkeep as well. And we have reached the endgame date. So it can happen at any moment, guys. At any moment. We could have built a Dyson Storm from the beginning and I didn't notice it. And this is one of the few times I'm actually using the Juggernaut shipyard. Most of the times it's just a nuisance. For the first time in our run we have reached the maximum stockpile of energy credits and minerals. It looks like a dream coming true. Oh, and we can't declare war on the butterflies anymore, because they have an association status with us. That is so unfortunate. I was planning on expanding our branch offices even further. We can form a commercial pact with the Aston Khanate, giving them 1.1 thousand energy credits every single month, and in exchange, we'll have 7 energy and 4 consumer goods. I think it's very worth it for us, obviously, but our plan here is to subjugate the Khan through peaceful means. Actually, now that we have so much mineral production, we can start producing some Mega War armies for the second time. We are on our way to form the Galactic Council, and we can also propose the Mutual Defense Resolution, which will increase our naval cap a little bit further. We can now propose the succession type to challenge after increasing the relations with everyone else, and we change the succession type to thesis defense, since we have the most amount of tags in the game. Also change the succession term to 10 years. This instantly made us the ruler of the Federation, and we can change the vote weight to diplomatic and change the fleet contribution to low. Since we are the whole Federation, we can decide for everyone else. One thing that is very good is, although our Federation fleet can only support 200 fleet, since we had high fleet contribution, we have 600. Yeah, but the fleet is, you know, just like Suicide Squad, a bunch of random things gathered together. Although we could retrofit all of these vessels, it will take us 29,000 alloys to do so. And yeah, it isn't a very good fleet composition, right? 200 corvettes, 86 frigates. We have better uses for our alloys, but they can serve as our meat shield for our first engagements. We have also been nominated as a Galactic Counselor. Now it really sucks to be us, right? There is a cosmic storm devastating our fleet. Look at the mothball of fleets we have. They have formed a square around the starbase. Our very cozy system. We're going through a cosmic storm, but don't worry. Our ring world is strong enough to support it. And within, I believe it's 5 years, we can propose and nominate Custodian for ourselves. In the meantime, our Federation should theoretically reach level 5, since we are gaining 17 EXP every single month. We also reached 3.1 million fleet power. I don't know why it shows 2.8, but if you hover it, it already updates to 3.1. I believe that this number does not count the Federation fleet. And we still have our relic to activate. So far the crisis has thankfully not spawned, but the particle storm is devastating our fleet. Some of our ships are already at 82% whole, and if the crisis appears now, we are in a very bad situation, since we cannot repair during the cosmic storm. And our fleet power is actually much higher than that, because we are building some battleships without any defensive slots, only offensive. And therefore, the Stellaris calculations computes a very low military power, only 3.5k, when in reality, they have 9.5. We have managed to achieve some great progress, especially towards our fleet build-up, and soon enough, when we become the Galactic Custodian, we can stack up to plus 120% damage against the crisis, in combination with our Martial Alliance at level 5. So right now our goal is to expand our military even further. We are already sitting at 2.8 million fleet power and almost at 30 repeatables across every single field. So we are pretty ahead in terms of technology. However, our naval cap is very minimal, and because of this our ship upkeep is massive. One thing we can be doing though is becoming a Galactic Custodian as soon as we are able to nominate ourselves. We are already at the endgame, which means that the crisis can now spawn at any time. And I'm hoping we reach Federation level 5 before that happens, because that will grant us plus 25% damage to endgame crisis. I'm also praying that the crisis does not spawn whilst we still have the particle storm. That is because all of our ships are being devastated by the storm, reducing their ship hull points, and we cannot repair until the storm is over. I honestly don't know if it was the right decision to do a one system challenge with the crisis at the maximum difficulty and also spawning 75 years earlier than the regular date. So yeah, we have approved the Military Readiness Act, which improved our naval cap a little bit further, and it is very important we rush those resolutions. Now thankfully the nominate Custodian can be proposed within 280 days, and the recess is gonna last for 600. So we'll be able to nominate ourselves at least. Yeah, it's very annoying that we don't have a very high storage capacity. Okay, that was scary. I thought it was a crisis, but at least the Fallen Empire. So back to what I was saying, it is very easy for us to reach the maximum amount of stockpiles. So we have to keep selling those resources every once in a while. The militia arbitrators, a awakened empire, closed their frontier with us. They are imperious. But what are they gonna do? They are xenophile. Not like they're gonna declare war on us, right? And they are pathetic in terms of fleet power. How are you imperious and pathetic at the same time? Yeah. And the ancient rivals. Okay, the war in heaven may appear then. Now let's see where the rivals are. There they are, the Ziltech Reconquerors. Submit to our rule or be scrapped like the toasters you are. Calm down, dude. Calm down. They only have 1 million fleet power and have all that attitude. Peace in the galaxy is our foremost concern. Have you come to sign the treaty? No, we have come to insult you. It despises me, a civilization thousands upon thousands of years old, that it is still out-tech by a single system of an early civilization. Pathetic. And we are just happy robots that like to trade. We are nothing out of the extraordinary. And before I forget, let's nominate ourselves as the Custodian. But yeah, we don't need to do an emergency measure, because it's only 120 days left. Let's keep increasing our fleet a little bit. Our alloy production is very pathetic, because our upkeep is tremendously high. 1.5k being used by ships, and energy credits at 7k already. Oh, how I miss those days that we could stack minus 90% upkeep with our counselors. Yeah, those were some good days. If you remember that, leave it in the comments down below. And we could also reduce the ship build cost by 90%, so yeah, it was a pretty ridiculous time. Now I think that back then we could theoretically try to beat the 25 times crisis at the minimum time, which is I believe 2250. That's kinda insane though. Perhaps if I become a little better at the game, I can try that later on, but I don't even know if that's possible anymore, especially after all the tech nerf that has happened. Now the Galactic market is flooding with surplus resources. One alloy can be bought by 1.5 energy credits, very cheap, and look at all the prices for the other resources as well. Everything is extremely cheap. How I envy this galaxy. I wish I could live there. So let's start selling 1000 food and 1000 minerals. Let's see if that increases our energy credit a little bit more. Oh, I started buying, I'm so dumb. Let's change it to sell. Yeah, it's still minus 800. Let's sell the consumer goods too. The Federation Committee is formed, and I think we'll be president again. Just a guess. What? No, there is no way. How that the Policeman Union will be our leadership? That makes zero sense. Look at how many tech they have. Pathetic. It makes zero sense. What? I think we should have went with the golden rule. Or at least change to strongest, but yeah, I'm so dumb. Well, since we have the most diplomatic weight, I could change it to strongest. However, the Policeman Unity declared war on the Sandaran hierarchy. Oh man. Yeah, that was such a huge blunder by me. Oh my god. Now, one thing that I was analyzing is that all of our planets are completely filled to the brim with the necessary jobs. However, the cosmic storm is doing heavy damage to all of our colonies, 23 devastation across all 4 ring sections. That is slowing our progress significantly. Yeah, the war in heaven. I just hope that our Federation leader chooses to stay in the Federation, right? Otherwise, we are completely screwed. And let's choose they will not take sides in this conflict. The League of Non-Aligned Powers. Alright, so everyone joined our Federation, thankfully. And we are almost at level 5 as well. Yeah, now everyone wants to change to High Federation Centralization, but I am the whole Senate. 310k diplomatic weight. Yeah. And that is without even an emissary. If we hire one, get this level 3 jelly guy, we jump to 367k. Let's vote no. It hurt our Federation cohesion a little bit. However, we are already at level 5, so it's fine. So yeah, we now are at war with a Fallen Empire. With both Fallen Empires, actually. And the Galactic Storm has thankfully vanished. They already want to change the High Federation Centralization again? Alright, they are just relentless. Galactic Custodian appointed. Alright, that's massive. The first thing we're gonna do is create the Galactic Defense Force. Let's do an emergency measure as well. And I have no idea what happened, but we are currently earning 2k energy credits. Oh, our ship upkeep got reduced by a lot. I think that the particle storm was increasing our ship upkeep though, because our alloy outcome also increased. Yeah, there is another particle storm here, and it increases our ship upkeep by plus 50%. Oof, we can field a better fleet now. But man, again, no, I already said no, guys. Yeah, but now the alloy cost has increased dramatically. That's pretty much war, guys. A war starts, the alloy cost skyrocketed. 2.5k can be bought with 40k energy credits. That's ridiculous. I think what we're gonna do instead is create a large stockpile of let's create a stockpile of volatile motes. So after the war, we sell our volatile motes, which are currently a little bit cheaper, and we have a much higher threshold, and then we sell them to buy alloys after the war in heaven is over. Economics 101 in Stellaris. So the price for resources is also increasing. No, I believe it's due to the consumption of ship components. I have changed some agreements so we can establish 4 holdings on our protectorates, and the reason for that is that we can establish some good holdings like this one, which Metallurgist produces 2 alloys for us, and since they have 28, we'll be gaining a base of 56 alloys just from them, which is very relevant because it's basically free, right? And here on our other protectorate, they have 40 Metallurgists, so it's even better. These changes alone will produce an extra 200 alloys for us, or something like that, out of our current production of 2000, so equivalent to a 10% increase for free. So our alloy production actually went to 2.4k, so yeah, it's pretty bonkers. This one alone is producing 127 and the other one 224. We have finished the approval of the Galactic Defense Force, and we can start the creation of our second Juggernaut. That's gonna be tremendously powerful because it will enable us to have 2 separate strike forces, since it's very hard to engage the endgame crisis without the Juggernaut aura giving us extra range. Not very hard, but it's very dangerous though. Yeah, the new Yaston Khanate says they are receptive, however, they have tense relations with us. Yeah, at this point I'm just watching my children fight the awakened empires. Let's see all these little monsters in action. And I say children because I am sponsoring basically the whole galaxy with my commercial bets. Alright, now. They sent a fleet to destroy our head of research. Are you kidding me? We can end the session prematurely, and being a custodian really accelerates things. I love that. Our next galactic reform will be the galactic mobilization, which will increase our naval cap by 150 at a cost of trade value. We now have our second Juggernaut up and ready to go. Let's use the galactic focus to denounce both awakened empires. I wouldn't do that, but since they have killed our head of research, they basically obligated us to do that. Yeah, we have really went up on our fleet power, already 3.8 million, and we are not even the Federation leader. Yeah, those bastards reduced our Federation power. Oh, it was so good at 600 naval cap. Why did they have to sacrifice it? Yeah, but to be honest, the poor guys don't know that the crisis is about to spawn. So yeah, it's understandable that they are afraid of the fallen empires. And the Yaston Khanate is a troll under the fallen empire. What happened to you, my guys? You were supposed to be the Great Khan, and now you are a vassal under the old ones. Such a disappointment. Oh, they are attacking our protectorates. I just noticed that. Yeah, those red guys are our 3 protectorates, and I was just ignoring them all this time. No, don't worry, my friends. I'll just send the GDF fleet to take care of them, which already has 500,000 fleet power. Yeah, they're orbital bombarding my allies, but they will know true damage now. Yeah, completely annihilated, and we didn't even lose a single ship. Fantastic. Why am I always rolling the carrier focus? Man. Yeah, let's activate the Crown's Throw now. I think it is a good time to do that. And that jumped our fleet power to 4k, and that is without even the War Edict. If we activate everything, we go up to 4.5 million. Very powerful. Our curator has died after using experimental de-aging agents. So I think it's fair we recruit another one. Please just don't engage in some weird activities. You are still pretty young. Let's engage the second Fallen Empire fleet, but this time I'm a little bit worried because they have a Titan. And their Titan, I think, can one-shot one of our GDF ships. but we'll see.
Station engaged.
Wow. Nope, they got completely annihilated again. Do we need to be at peace for the succession to occur in our federation? Because here it says that the current term ends at 2350. One of the last Fallen Empire fleets has been destroyed. However, this time we suffered some losses, mainly due to their kinetic artillery. So yeah, at this point we have completely depleted the Vulcan Empire of fleets, so our protectorates should be able to grab the remaining land for themselves now. Let's end the Galactic mobilization sooner. That increases our naval cap a little bit. And let's try to approve the GDF expansion. I don't even know why I say try, we are the whole galaxy, we do as we please. And during that little wartime, we gain enough alloys to reach our stockpile already. We can build 2 more Titans and the rest of them will be GDF battleships and Enclave class regular ships. We are so powerful in the galaxy that we just say resolve the war in heaven and the war in heaven is resolved. That is the meaning of true power. And I think it's really funny that we only have one system and we are controlling the whole 800 star galaxy. I mean, it's amazing. We are the Galactic Custodians, and although we aren't the president of the League of Non-Allied Powers, we detain all the diplomatic weight. I can also change the war declaration from President decides to majority vote, since I am the majority. And yeah, the Federation is mine, I am the Galactic Council, I have all the specimens in the galaxy in my Grand Archive, I detain the Galactic Market, so yeah, we are the strongest empire to have ever existed in this galaxy. I think it would be cool to start doing a multiverse of our empires throughout our runs. What do you guys think about it? I did a little bit with the Cleansing Armada Primus and Cleansing Armada Secundus. Perhaps I should bring it back, but I don't know if you guys enjoy this kind of roleplay. Let's end the session for the GDF expansion. Let's remove the custodian ship term limit, and it seems that everyone is on board with that. We are such a good ruler of the galaxy. We can end the session and remove the custodian ship term limit, making us the permanent rulers of the galaxy at this point. Our next resolution will be the enemy of my enemy to increase our naval cap a little more. And right now the crisis has not appeared yet, however we are already at equivalent level with the Fallen Empires, which is turbo insane. Our fleet power already reached near 6 million, because we have almost 1.5 million just from our GDF fleet, which is currently sitting at 1.4 million. Right here, without even accounting for the 100k of the Juggernaut. And yeah, right now the crisis has not yet started, and I think that we are finally in a good position. The only problem would be if the Satana appeared, because they have some crazy shield and armor hardening, and all of our new ships have only penetrating weapons. And it is worth noticing that for every one of these battleships, their actual fleet power is more than double of what it shows, because if you look at this, it only has 5.9k, because it does not have any defensive slots. If you go for a full battleship, the fleet power jumps to 14.5k. So yeah, we currently have a pretty insane number, it's much more than what it shows here. We already have more than 30 repeatables across every tech field. Against the 25 times crisis, we ideally want to research only damage repeatables, and the reason for that is that the crisis will pretty much one-shot every single one of your ships, and therefore I even recommend you build just weapon battleships. So for Enclave class battleships we have 0 defensive slots, greatly reducing their cost and also making them extremely cheap in terms of upkeep. Here you can see that an empty battleship like that has an upkeep of 13 energy credits and only 2.7 alloys, but if you go to a more advanced battleship like this one, the upkeep increases to 18 energy credits and 3.8 alloys. So pretty much a 30% increase, and in terms of ship damage, they all stay the same. And since we are playing against the 25 times crisis, and also our main goal is to beat the first one and perhaps go even further to defeating the second, third, or who knows, maybe even the fourth crisis. But there is a problem, because every time that we defeat one, the next crisis will have double its strength. And since we are also at the Grand Admiral strength, the crisis not only has the 25 times modifier, but they have a 12.5 on top of it. So the first crisis will actually be at 37.5 times. And the next ones will be double that. So by the end of the challenge, we could theoretically be fighting a 300 times crisis, which is kinda ridiculous considering we only have one system, but yeah, that would be a very stretch. Oh, we have 0 good agendas to launch. Let's make our citizen a little bit happier. Man, I just noticed something. We are so unlucky that the Hypnata Nation, our nearest empire, has Cosmic Storm Attraction. I have never seen someone actually use this Cosmic Storm Attraction. Yeah, you gotta be kidding, man. So I think we need to change the Deep Space Black Site at least, which give us +5 stability. Or actually no, perhaps I should just change here a Synthetic Crystal Plants or one of the Cosmic Storm's building reduction. The reason I'm worried about Cosmic Storms is that since we only have one system, if the storm comes to our system, we are pretty much defenseless against it. And if you look at this, the game itself states that the Cosmic Storm attraction intensity is high. And it makes perfect sense because they have the Astrometeorology Civic. Alright, that's one of the few times I have ever seen the Civic. Now that we have stacked a pretty high amount of alloys, we can start building more of our fleet, and you can see how much difference it makes from the components only. The regular Enclave class battleship costs only 1.2k, and if we were to fully equip with the defensive components, it would go to 1.7k. It could be reduced a little bit if we changed for shields, but not that much, as you can see. So yeah, it's much better to build it this way if you're fighting the hardest crisis in the game. Oh boy. I thought that the Storm Nullifier would reduce the Cosmic Attraction, but apparently not. It only reduces the negative effects. Yeah. So perhaps I should just replace the Deep Space Black Site. But I don't see the Cosmic Storm Repulsion building here. Okay, I think I don't even research it though. That's bad. But our next galactic institution will be the Galactic Trade Organization, which increases everyone trade value by 10%. And since we have commercial pacts with everyone and also branch offices across the whole galaxy, it will benefit us greatly. Because as you may know, one of the main bottlenecks for having a large fleet in one system challenge is the ship upkeep. Since you can't field a very high naval cap. We have only achieved this high number due to our branch offices having the Mercenary liaison offices. And I didn't even know that we can have one holding for every planet that they have, like one overlord holding. Is that right, guys? Has it always been like this? Because I think it would only happen in the Empire capital, not every single other planet. Oh, I see now. So we have only 3 holdings out of the 4 we can build, and 3 of them are in the Kobaria Forge capital, but we can build on other planets. I have never knew about this. Oh my god, that's so huge. So we can pretty much just scout their planets for the most fitted ones and build a holding there. No, I wanted this Calarian, Ministry of Science. They have a tech world. That would give us +1k tech every month. Yeah, very huge, but we can't have that. But yeah, but I think that this technology here will help us a lot in defending our ships against the cosmic storms. Yeah, -100% negative effects. Perhaps we don't even need to worry about cosmic storms after all. Only on our planet production which is kind of fine, to be
Research
honest.
actually.
I think that at some point the AI just glitches, right? Because I have been looking for every planet, trying to establish our best holdings, but here they have 12 unemployment and 0 buildings constructed, although they have so many building slots. That's why the AI falls off so much in the late game. It's pretty much every single planet with unemployment and empty building
Potential
slots.
space-
Oh, that's a bad thing. They broke the commercial pact, which was granting them 570 energy credits and only giving us plus 72. So yeah, I don't know if that was a good deal for you, buddy. Okay, yeah. Now, that was what I was talking about. A magnetic storm appeared and it's gonna last for 35 years around our system, increasing our ship upkeep by 100%. And that have us at a minus 10,000 energy credits every single month. Oh man, that's so bad. How unlucky am I to have a storm attraction ally? I mean, I will send all my fleets to our nearby vassal, because the guy gotta have some ship upkeep reduction buildings, right? Yeah, here in the Imaka system, they have a minus 30% docked ship upkeep. So we'll send all of our fleets there. That you gotta be kidding me. As soon as we did this, the subspace echoes appear. Ah, how I hate this cosmic storm. Oh man. And the technologies that helped our fleets do not account for the ship upkeep. It's only the weapons and defensive components. Oh boy. Yeah, we removed our ships from the cosmic storm at least, but it still did not fix our monthly energy credit deficit. So at least the crisis is about to appear. So what we can do is shift some of our research districts for commercial ones in order to improve our trade value. Yeah, we just docked our ships and the energy credit is now positive, finally. But it still does not change the fact that we cannot protect our own home system due to the cosmic storm. And that's gonna last for more 34 years. Yeah, they're almost upon us. Let's see the breach points, and please don't be close to us this time. Alright, yeah, it's pretty close. Okay. And I just realized that we are at war with 3 fallen empires, because the Molanarch Guardians, an actual fallen empire, decided to wage war against one of our allies as well. So we pretty much have a 3 fallen empire war in heaven. Oh boy. On top of that, we also have the crisis arriving. Now, I feel so sorry for these guys. Like, they're gonna get obliterated and they are already being conquered by the fallen empire. There they are. The Praetorian Scourge. We have at least signed peace with one of the fallen empires. So it made our friends a little better. Alright, there they are. And they have arrived with, yeah, not that much fleet power. Let's get our fleets. Now, this is one of the times we are gonna do some little bit of micromanagement and set up 2 main strike forces. We'll also hire some commanders to fill all of our fleet. I don't think they're gonna be enough, but because we're gonna need everything we can have in order to defeat the crisis with minimal losses. Right, let's send our Strike Force 1 to take care of the closest Praetorian fleets to our systems. They're gonna arrive in 270 days, and the second Strike Force will attack the northern fleet of them. The Curator Station has been destroyed, that's very bad, but at least we didn't lose the Curator Insight. Now that we have moved away our fleet from the shipyard, we are losing exactly 1000 energy per month, yeah, that's very rare to occur, and also a little bit of alloys. Just from passing by the storm, we started losing 5k energy credits, yeah. If the Praetorian somehow reaches our system, I don't think we'll be able to defend ourselves because of the energy cost. There is our second strike force, everyone together like penguins through the storm, and the first armada. It went up to minus 13k energy credits, I don't know what's happening, but can you please move away from the storm, otherwise our economy is gonna crash. But the Scourge is so low range, they had to get this close in order to defeat our allies. Oh my god, I didn't even know, but we were using the hyper relay. We already reached their starbase. Oh my god, yeah. Let's see if we can take them out. Alright. That's first one gone. At least the nearby Praetorian fleet is orbital bombarding the system, and so they won't be able to take the hyper relay for now. And yeah, look at this. The Praetorian is trying to use the hyper relay, meaning they will arrive at the opposite side. But if we were using the hyper relay, we would be completely annihilated by them. So one of their vanguard fleet destroyed the Biham system, meaning they are boxed in this section. So we'll have one of our strike forces in standby to block their way, whilst the second strike force will try to clear out all of the other vanguard fleets. But we gotta be careful about their second wave, because if our fleet is in the same system they arrive, we are gonna be completely blown up. We need to increase a little bit of our trade value in order to offset the losses we are getting from the upkeeps. Yeah, that was what I was talking about. The second wave has arrived with a total fleet power of around 45 million. Yeah, no big deal, just 45 million. And they are already making a move to attack our system with a 10 million fleet. So we're gonna move to the edge of the system and position all of our strike forces facing towards the hyperlane, so they immediately fire the X-slots and T-slot weapons.
Competitors engaged.
Like that. Okay, one fleet down. The other one as well. Did we lose any? No, they haven't dealt a single bit of damage. But retreat, retreat. Need to stay away from the hyperlanes. They are already sending more 11 million. And a little more than 10 million here as well.
Engaged.
Okay. Alright, another one down. Without taking any damage. Good, 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 good. Let's retreat. Oh, we couldn't retreat fast enough. We'll probably lose a couple ships here. Let's see. Oh, actually no. Our damage is so high that it didn't really matter. Another one came to die. Man, but we are so strong. What? We are just cruising through their fleet. And we have stabilized our energy outcome as well. Yeah, just look at this, man. Wow. One more, and this time with only half of our strength. They are so desperate that they are sending an army to defeat our fleet. Goodbye. Wow, that was a flashbang. I'm sorry. Just another day, cleaning out some scourge fleets. And they can't even get close. And we have destroyed all of their fleets in this region, so we can just move ahead, destroy the rest of them. Oh, since we are against an endgame crisis, we can propose the United Front, which is actually quite huge. Because if we pass this, I believe it stays on for future crises as well. Because we are clearly gonna defeat the Scourge here. So I'm already thinking about our second crisis. So they have occupied the Rough Awakening. Talk about rough, huh? And are currently purging our allies. Oh, we can't allow that. So we're gonna have our Mega War androids to purge this disgusting Scourge and save our friends. Because we are building so many, we already have an army strength of 8,000. Let's wait until their fleet reach the middle of the system. And then we jump. Let's see how fast we can purge them. Oh no. Nope. No, 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 no. They are moving towards us. Cancel that. And just run, please. No. Our armies have arrived so quickly. And there is a 5 million Praetorian Scourge there. Let's hope they can escape faster. Alright, yeah, they just disappeared. For that, the hyper relays are good. The planet's so close to the hyperlane, we can't land our armies there. We need to first defeat their fleet that is about to appear. Okay, let's fire everything that we have. Oh, but stuff. This is way tougher than before. Yeah, they surprisingly last a lot. Now we can safely land our armies. And thankfully the magnetic storm has passed, so we can finally start building up more ships. The Scourge now is just running for their lives at this point. They don't even engage us anymore. Our Juggernaut is slowly torturing their colony ships. Yep, but the Titans have no time for this kind of games. Oh, the Vagoran Confederacy has been finished. I think they were our allies in this region, if I remember correctly. Yeah, but you love to see our allies completely annihilating the weakened empires. This one is almost gone, and the other one only has 3 systems. And no fleets apparently. You just have to deal with the Scourge. Oh boy, that's gonna be tough. I underestimated their audacity to send our fleet.
Competitors engaged.
Nah, never mind, we are too strong. Oh, the Baron Victor has died. At least plus 15% trade value for 5 years is nice. Let's have an immortal Minister of Defense this time. Our ally is trying to defeat the Scourge.
Competitive
Yeah,
station engaged.
they didn't even touch it. Oh my god. So many lives, unnecessary deaths. Let's enact the United Front earlier. Plus 20% damage. Thank you. Let's also go from building a better tomorrow to increase our ally production. And we are engaging the last Praetorian fleet. Alright. I guess they received some reinforcements. Still 5 million fleet here, but that should be no problem for our first strike force to deal with. Just not through the hyperlay, my guys. But they are already making their way towards us. How gentle of them. You're welcome, Scourge. And they are pretty tough, or some meat shields. But in the end, it doesn't really matter. Now the true final Praetorian fleet. This is gonna be on a pretty system.
Research
No, I don't want
authorized.
Federation high centralization. And some folks are still trying to reach the Gates. Okay. Oh, we need to bring our Colossus to destroy this planet. Hold up a minute. Where is our Colossus? Oh, there he is. And after 2-decade-long struggle against the Praetorian Scourge, our admirals had to wait for another full year until our Colossus made its way from the other side of the galaxy in order to destroy the Praetorian infested world. This is a turning point in our empire. It marks our first success in defeating an extragalactic invader and solidifies our position as the Galactic Custodian. Unfortunately, we weren't able to defend one of our allies against the Scourge. However, we still have some of their pups in our systems, so they shall live forever in our empire. And people all around the galaxy are gathering to see the last moments of the Scourge, whilst our Colossus prepares to fire. There it begins.
Competitors engaged.
Wait, what did spawn? The world cracked, and this should be the end of the Scourge. No, the Scourge still has 5 colony ships on the other side of the
Research
galaxy.
actualized.
I think they were that small engagement that happened whilst our Colossus was firing and went missing in action, is my only guess though. Finally, the end of the Scourge. Those critters were bad for business, you bet. So yeah, we have managed to defeat our first crisis, but don't forget we are staying in this playthrough until either 4 crises are defeated or we crumble, whatever comes first. However, we are so strong, I have never had an empire that strong, and I wanna hear from you guys, have you ever had an empire with that many repeatables? I mean, that gotta be someone that had like 100 repeatables, right? Yeah, I know there are some sane people out there. So our goal right now is to expand the reach of our empire throughout the galaxy, but in order to do that, we need to finish up the war with the fallen empires, because we cannot subjugate other empires whilst they are still at war, and since everyone is up in the war in heaven, that cannot be done. And we need to do that if we want to defeat the next crisis, which will be at 50 times the regular crisis. So yeah, gonna be quite hard. We're gonna use the fleet that was taking care of the last Scourge colony ships in order to defeat the Silk Tax Reconquerors, which only have a couple of systems remaining, so it should be pretty quickly. Oh, but I don't know if we should take control of their systems, because if we attack them, since it is a total war, we'll end up claiming their systems, and thus losing the one system challenge. So yeah, we gotta wait until our vassals clear up. And since we have defeated the Scourge already, we can start shifting some of the commercial segments we built to improve our production back into research segments, thus far increasing our tech output a little bit more. Yeah, but not enough time has passed. The contingency has appeared so quickly, the ghost signal. It has been what, 2 years since we defeated the Scourge, and we need to retrofit all of our ships to remove the sapient combat computers. So our focus right now is to send all of our fleets that are scattered across the galaxy back towards our home system. And let's stop building the research segments, as we're definitely gonna need the extra energy credits. And since the contingency is one of the strongest crises, I think losing on into the Satana, it is prudent for us to increase our naval cap a little bit more. I have sent out a very small army that has a 9k strength to deal with the fallen empires, because our allies are pretty capable of taking out the star bases. However, their army strength is very negligible. And since we have the Mega War androids, well, we can take care of it pretty easily. Synthetic disappearances. Contingency is coming. Yeah, the army battle only end up in 100% devastation to the Fallen Empire planet. But we have taken care of it for our allies. Another system controlled for our allies in the war. Why is our protectorate insulting us? It makes no sense. The summons also happened, alright. They are harming our relations. I want to build a spy network just to see what these guys are up to. I don't trust them now. And finally, the arrival. So let's see the contingency and where do they spawn? We're almost finishing retrofitting all of our fleets to remove the sapient combat computer. The first machine world. Okay, on the other side of the galaxy. And yeah, they only have a 34 million fleet power. Yeah, nothing to worry about. The second machine world.
Situation log revised.
Okay, still on the other side of the galaxy. The third machine world, and the artisan troop died.
Situation log revised.
Oh, this one is very close to us. Probably we're gonna attack this one first. Let me just see the final one first. Oh, we gotta recall our armies, otherwise they're gonna be completely annihilated. And the fourth and final machine world is also on the other side. Let's change the galactic focus to the contingency, because I think it's a much more threatening crisis than the Fallen Empires. And they are attacking our protectorate, so yeah, this is the first one they're gonna deal with. I just am about to finish upgrading all of our ships. But yeah, it will actually take quite a while though, so some of our fleets are gonna have a negative modifier. Yeah, that's just gonna happen. We'll engage their first starbase and see how we fare. It only has 2 million fleet power, so we should be fine. But their roaming fleets has 13k. Okay. We have managed to expand our total fleet power to 6.4 million almost, which is kinda insane considering we only have one system. And the tough part about the contingency is that they all have L-slot weapons and sometimes even X-slots, meaning they will be able to hit our ships much easier than the Scourge. Yeah, or I couldn't even see their starbase, it just got completely annihilated. As a matter of fact, I will do something even crazier and already start mobilizing our Colossus near their planet, at least in jump range. We are about to engage their planet, I will just mobilize my fleet near the hyperlane, and we'll be engaging them from the furthest hyperlane. So, yeah. It's not gonna be an easy fight. They have a 33 million fleet stationed on top of a 7.5 million AI core. Let's see the damage. Oh, this guy missed the shot. So their station is already gone. And now just their massive fleet. But they are falling quite rapidly. I'm surprised. And so is our military. Yeah, all those battleships already gone. But we managed to clear out their fleet though. We are still losing military, but where? Is it their strike craft that is dealing damage? No, it's just the Titan Lance. We lost quite a lot of battleships though. 50, I would say around 90 battleships, that's what we lost. But we'll be able to take out one of their planet at least. Let's already send in our Colossus to crack their planet. I should rename the Colossus to Crisis Ender, because that's what it does. It ends crisis. That's a quite large machine world. A size 55? Are all contingency worlds that large? I don't remember so. One machine world destroyed, only 3 more to go. Let's retreat our Colossus to our home system, now that we have finished this job. And at least one War of the Fallen Empires has been finished. I'm worried about this Vanguard fleet that is approaching to defend their planets. I think we'll be waiting for them on the Udor system. However, we cannot at all use the Hyper Relay to get there. Otherwise we'll be squashed. Yeah, they're using the Hyper Relay. Yeah, oh, they are about to appear. Just please not on top of my GDF reinforcements. Yeah, they just spawned. Alright, let's engage them before they can get in range, please. They're doing some heavy damage. I hope we didn't lose a single ship, let's see. Lost 8 battleships in total. That's bad. Oh no! Our GDF reinforcements going through the contingency. Oh, what a brave soldiers. Not very smart, but brave. And we are about to engage their second Vanguard fleet. This time in one of their systems. But I think I will retreat actually. And we'll go to the middle of this system. Because it has a sublight speed reduction. So we can use the extra range from our Juggernauts even better this way. Just look at how many days it takes from moving to one side to the other side of the system. They should be very, very slow now. Yeah. Not even close, baby. This time they dealt 0 damage. And just a couple brave battleships trying to take out their starbase. But they're doing some damage though. I think I gotta stop reinforcing the GDF fleet whilst they are in the middle of contingency territory, because we're just sending troops to die at this point. I think I'll make a better use of the GDF force and claim those systems that the contingency has taken. Ooh boy, but they're moving a 13 million fleet toward the GDF one. I think we could take a couple more of their systems and surprise this counterattack with a jump drive. I'm only worried about this wormhole because we do not know where it leads, and the contingency reinforcements are coming through this. Oh, they just sent in a reinforcement through the wormhole. That was what I was talking about. But they just got blasted. They're sending in another 14 million here, another one there, to try to stop us. But I think it isn't enough. Oh, they're using the hyper relay. Oh, that's bad. The hyper relay is kind of close to us. I hope we can escape to the UNIF system before that. Yeah, we jumped. And right after we escaped, they must have arrived on Melanok. Oh boy, but they are already on top of us? What? They move so quickly. Yeah, we are gonna suffer some heavy losses here. It is inevitable. Yeah. 200 in terms of naval cap. That's about, what, 50 battleships? And another fleet has arrived. Oh my god. Yeah, but this time we only lost, what, 2 battleships? Much better engagement. I mean, I can't stand this war in heaven enough. I think I'm just gonna use my Colossus to blow up their planets. That's the only way to finish this war quickly enough without conquering any systems. So right now I think I'm gonna start using our fleet to take on another machine world. This one is very unprotected by the contingency. And we have a gateway nearby. So it is one of the perfect opportunities. There is only a roaming fleet here, which we should be able to take care of pretty quickly. My main concern is that I don't know if there are good hyperlanes connections to the Solomon. I think that their planet is here, but we can't know for sure because of the storm. Oh man, but the contingency is sending so many fleets to our systems here. We already cleared, I think it was 4 roaming fleets, and they are still sending even more. However, I don't think that that is a very smart decision, considering we are already making a move towards their second planet. I think we gotta retreat our Colossus before anything bad happens. However, we'll be going for the other way around. I think if we manage to reach the Hodranos system, we can jump to the Dyphlon and use the gateway to go here and crack their planet. Even staying close to their system, we still cannot have the knowledge of
Research
where
actualized.
their planet is. So we are gonna jump the Gallus system, destroy their starbase, and yeah, we have a very significant ship weapons damage reduction, but we can just wait it out. The only problem is that the Cosmic Storm is effectively doubling our ship upkeep, and it's gonna last for another 56 years. Like, what kind of storm is this? And waiting this Cosmic Storm completely hurts our economy. We are almost bankrupt. So we'll move to the nearby system, which does not have a Cosmic Storm, and wait for it there. Now we have managed to reach the gateway system, however I'm a little bit scared as there is a contingency fleet here, as you can see by the trail of the destruction. And now we have the storm manipulation technology after all this time. Let's finally build it on our starbase. Oh boy, I was just checking the Cosmic Storm and they sent a surprise attack at us. But I think that they did not expect that many fleets here. Yeah. Very swift victory. We'll move to the Gallus system in preparation to attack their next world. We already have our Colossus in jump drive range if we manage to successfully defeat their station. And on our home system we are still reinforcing our Enclave class battleships. This time, although we lose a couple of battleships every engagement, we are always replenishing them. Yeah, I'm actually really skeptical about going in blind against the Solomon system. I think that we'll just wait for the Cosmic Storm to pass, because it is a very high Cosmic Storm attraction region here, so it should move away very soon. But in the meantime, we're not just gonna wait around, we gotta hunt those roaming fleets to stop them from expanding, because right now they're taking a very large chunk of this region of the galaxy, and they are further expanding their control in the southern part, which is very close to our territory. Actually very dangerously close. Oh boy, our GDF fleet was caught off guard by one of their strike forces, and I don't think it has the firepower to take all of them out. It's gonna take 9 days to retreat. Please do. 5, 3, 2, alright. Managed to fall back, but I don't like this. Their fleet is getting so close to our home system, and it seems that they are going that way. So what we're gonna do is clear out this Vanguard fleet that is causing us some trouble and try to jump to the gateway and reinforce our home planet. So their fleet has already been cleared. We just need to move to Tian Ward and jump. I mean, the GDF fleet was trying to retreat as well, but it was caught off guard by 213 million fleet of the Contingency. And as such, we pretty much lost all of the GDF, there is only the Juggernaut remaining. But we have already reinforced our home planet and we can take care of this autonomous fleet that is causing us trouble. So we'll start rebuilding our GDF, but it's gonna take quite a while. Yeah, and I think that it was just the path they were making towards our home planet, because there isn't any other path, since the goal of the contingency is always to connect all of their planets, and all 3 planets are located on the other side of the galaxy. Oh, perhaps someone has a crisis beacon at us. That could be the case. Oh my god, yeah. That makes total sense of why they're coming to us. But we are gonna wait for them in the Hazageltus system, which has a Stardust Storm reducing their sublight speed by 50%. So if the contingency wants to engage, yeah, they're just gonna be obliterated. As expected. And the other fleet got scared away. Another one of the contingency fleet decided to attack us, unfortunate for them. But this one is getting much closer. It managed to kill 2 battleships. The main problem right now is that we are taking so long to finish up the repeatables. To be honest, we are above 50 repeatables in every field right now, so it makes sense for it to take longer. But since we are virtual and with only one system, it's kinda hard to expand our production. I wish we could have more systems though, especially a Science Nexus or even a Synaptic Aid would help a lot. To be honest, I think if we had modularity with the right tools, we could have surpassed virtuality right now, but since virtuality can have all these crazy modifiers so early into the game, I don't think we would have 50 repeatables at this point. Another one of their fleet has decided to die. Could be a swift victory for us. It was what, 4 battleships that we lost? Nah, it was even more. We're losing so many battleships in those small encounters. So the galaxy at this point is in a little bit of a stalemate. We are able to clear out the roaming fleets from the contingency. However, it's much harder to strike their planets, and they keep on getting more reinforcements. On top of all the roaming fleets we already killed, I have counted 7 more of them across the whole galaxy. So yeah, it was 6 a couple decades ago, I think. So the only way for us to move the next step is for us to reinforce our fleet, perhaps reaching about 4k naval cap or even further than that, and try to strike one of their planets. Preferably this one, which will isolate the contingency to just this section, and we want to figure out where this wormhole leads so we can better defend ourselves. The situation is dire right now. The contingency has started to gain traction across the whole galaxy, and they are gaining so many reinforcements. I think we killed what? It was 10 of their vanguard fleets, maybe even more than that, and they still have more than they arrived with. So unless we find a way of destroying their planets in one go, I think we'll be in this stalemate for a very long time, and the galaxy is not ready for this kind of threat. We have thankfully managed to defend our protectorates, which are gaining us this naval cap, and also a lot of the basic resources that we are selling. We currently sold more than 1.5 million minerals, and almost that same amount with food and consumer goods. So our plan is to recall all of our fleets to our system and reinforce, build a strong enough navy that can one-shot their defensive fleet. But it is quite difficult to one-shot a 75 times crisis, right? Especially because every single one of their warforms has almost 1,000,000 fleet power, and look at the modifiers, plus 75 times the regular whole armor and shield hit points. It's just completely ridiculous. And don't forget, we also need to take care of the AA core, which is no joke, 7.5 million. That's more than everything that we have combined, which is only 4.5. So yeah, it's quite difficult to win against their planets. The Roman fleets are okay, but the defensive fleet, oh boy. I don't know if any of you guys tried to defeat the 75 times crisis before, but if you did manage, let me know in the comments down below. I think I found the wormhole. Is it this one that leads towards our empire, Alex? Let's see if they take this wormhole and appear in the Melnox system. So yeah, that's probably what's happening. They're traveling through that wormhole and reaching Manok. So ideally, we want to take control of that system. Oh boy, but the contingency is getting so dangerously close to our system. Yeah, we gotta move. It would completely cripple our economy if they somehow manage to reach our system, because they would instantly defeat our starbase and cause us to lose our shipyard. It's not good. Oh, this gotta be the dumbest thing ever. So the hyper relay is just on top of the hyperlane, which means we cannot travel through normal means only using the hyper relay. But if we do that, it's gonna be terrible, since the contingency just defeated the system and is on their way towards the Baldar. So if we travel to the hyper relay, they're gonna be on top of us. That's a tough situation. I think we're gonna retreat here, and I'm scared if they choose to go the other way around, they can completely avoid our fleet. Oh, these guys wanna trade some rare crystals for alloys. That's huge. Rare crystals, no, minor artifacts. But it came at a very late stage into the game, which we do not need at all the rare resources anymore. So yeah. Machine uprising also happened amidst the contingency in one of our protectorates. That's a very tough time to be a machine uprising, I'm not gonna lie. You're gonna be hacked by the contingency and obliterated by their nearby fleets. That's just what I was saying. Contingency appeared, and let's see where they are headed. Thankfully it's towards our system. But they're gonna have a very warm welcome. Our allies are trying their best to defend, but they don't have a very good strategy. They have not been informed about the strength of the contingency. They think they can take it head on. Yeah, poor fellas. Trying so desperately to retreat. We are still losing some battleships. Okay. We repel their attack. but lost 3 battleships. We're gonna have to reduce some of our monthly trades for minerals and food since one of our protectorates is now much weaker due to the machine uprising. So we were selling 2k minerals and 1.5k food. We're gonna reduce it by 500 for each. Our protectorate is getting blasted by the machine uprising. I think we're gonna send just one of our fleets to deal with that. Perhaps the 4th dagger is enough. So the 4th dagger, commanded by the Meta Shooter, is definitely doing some heavy work in reclaiming the systems for our vassals. However, there is a contingency fleet approaching nearby, and I think we can try to lure their ships into helping us defeat the machine uprising. Yeah, just as we planned, the contingency is following our fleet.
Starbase under assault.
So what I think I will do is try to get away from them a little bit and jump our fleets away. At the same time, we gotta defend our systems because there is another contingency fleet approaching. Yeah, I don't know a good location for our 4th dagger to jump to. Kinda hard. Everything is claimed by our enemies, and the hyper relays are very dangerous to us because they make the contingency so fast. I think I'm gonna jump to the Edor Vung, the safest system, I bet. Okay, we have escaped. We can try to claim the machine uprising systems from the north, whilst the contingency completely annihilates them from here. The contingency fleet is still following the 4th dagger. Someone must have placed a beacon in our ships, because what is this? So let's jump and try to defeat the Silicon network ships. And let's see if the contingency fleet goes... Yeah, they immediately shift their focus towards our fleet. Okay, a contingency fleet has arrived. Another one of their vanguards. Should be a very quick win for us. We have 3,800 naval cap. Let's see how much we lose in this battle. Nothing, thankfully. But this time they're sending 213 million fleet at us. So they're definitely increasing their attack forces. One is already down, and the other one should be engaging us anytime soon. There they are. Easy win. It's very, very easy to defeat their roaming fleets. The only problem is their defensive fleets. That is the main issue. The 4th dagger is in a very bad situation. They are surrounded by the contingency, and the only way for them to retreat would be from gaining access to the gateway and jump into our system. We could theoretically try to jump to the Toaru system and then jump again from the Anjantenar to our system. But again, if the contingency send their fleet like this autonomous cluster towards them, there is no way to escape. Alright, thankfully they send it the other way around. Energy spike. That should be the Cyberx, yeah. The Cyberx is pretty useless at this high amount of difficulty. I wasn't scared, I thought it was unbeaten at first. Oh no, they are retreating their fleet. Please don't go to our system. Okay, thanks. The 4th dagger has safely returned home after a very long expedition amidst the war by themselves. Now those brave soldiers shall now find comfort in their homes, at least until we repair all of our ships. Oh, the Cyberx is trying to fight the contingency, but they only have a 2 million fleet. That's definitely not gonna be enough. Yeah. And they even say that they are trying the best they can, but it may not be enough. What a joke. They hid for millennia, and when the contingency spawn, they are just useless. We are getting close to 6.5 million fleet power, but I don't think we'll get much stronger than that. The contingency is sending 2 more roaming fleets towards us. Our plan is to defeat those fleets and try to rush their planet. Alright, the first one is about to be defeated. Swift victory? Get away from the hyper relay. Fast, guys, no. Oh, it's gonna be a slaughter. No, we only lost, what, 100 naval cap? That's gotta be like, yeah, around 15 battleships. Yeah, I mean, I hate hyper relay so much when fighting the contingency. The first time we did fight them, we actually lost just because of the hyper relays. I wish there was a way for prohibiting our fleets to using them, because every time we just end up in their head. Our allies are gonna try to defeat their contingency starbase using a dimensional fleet. Yep. Now this cosmic storm is very, very dangerous. I just saw the Contingency take over the Fred system, and if we jump to the Gofra, they're gonna be right on our left side. So I think I'm gonna wait in the Kodria until they appear. Or actually, even better, what I do know is that they have no fleets in the Dyphilon system, because our allies decided to jump in just a destroyer and a corvette there. So we'll jump, take control of the gateway, travel to the Arenas, and strike their planet. Jump successful. Now let's defeat the starbase as quickly as possible. Now use the gateway, only 70 days. Okay, we have arrived there, but we will need to jump, because we cannot travel to the trim system. It's way too close to their fleet. We need to stay the furthest away possible. And I also need to be extra careful about the roaming fleets, because they are striking our home system every once in a while. So we'll jump to the Impaltov, probably even destroying all of the ancient mining stations there, when we found the Surveyor. Now there are no signs of the roaming fleet coming towards us, only this one, which is going to the Pilgrim system. However, they are sending one to reinforce their home planet. I think that's what they're doing. Nope, they mysteriously decided to go the other way. And because we have 2 Juggernauts, we can actually reinforce our own vessels amidst the engagement. We just need to wait 34 more days until the jump drive debuff expires, and we strike their planet. Oh, actually no. They're setting another fleet here. So we need to stay a little further in the system. Oh, we are pretty far away. Never mind. Okay, they have arrived to the hyper relay. Let's engage them. No damage dealt by them, thankfully. Okay. Alright, very nice. One of the only problems I'm seeing right now is our hit ratio, which is only 60%. It should be a lot better than that, but they have some evasions apparently. I'm really scared about this fleet. They were just right at the hyper relay on Tyrim, and if we had engaged their system, we would be devastated right now. So can you please move away a little bit further? Perhaps even in one of our ally systems. Let's go back to moving to the hyperlane. Okay, they have engaged the Rio Samat system, so it is a perfect time for us to arrive on the Solomon. With the surplus minor artifacts we acquired, we can use the military applications and use the armor damage, since our kinetic batteries are terrible against armor. That's it everyone, let's do or die, because if we lose this, we are done.
Station engaged.
They are already sending some strike crafts. So far it's looking good. Only the Seeker drones are dealing damage to us. Now it's their ships again. But the Seeker drones are dealing so much damage. Alright, we won at least. They are already sending 2 reinforcements towards us, so let's stay away from the hyperlane. And let's start moving our Colossus to crack their planet. I will start producing some Enclave class battleships again, because we definitely need some extra point defenses. Okay, the first reinforcement has arrived. Let's engage it. Oh, we lost both of our Juggernauts. We have so little range now. That's actually terrible. Like losing both Juggernauts in one engagement? Is that for real? At least we wanna need to take out one more fleet and we should be fine. Their second reinforcement has arrived. Engage them. And they're so tanky. But this time we didn't lose any ships though. Let's send our Crisis Ender Colossus. Now that everything is clear, and crack the sterilization hub 04. Alright. The second machine world has been destroyed. Only 2 more remaining, although we lost half of our fleet now.
Research actualized.
So let's do our strategy again. Oh, our reinforcement fleets are trying to reach the Contingency territory. So yeah, let's jump and facilitate their lives a little bit. The problem with the Contingency is the more worlds we destroy, the faster they receive reinforcements. So yeah, it gets kind of insane. Right now we need to wait at least until we have both of our Juggernauts up and running again, because otherwise we are gonna get completely annihilated by their roaming fleets. And the next time we strike one of their planets, we'll be much better prepared with some point defenses to counter the AI core hangars, which definitely did a number on us before we even could engage their defensive fleet. Now this machine world is very heavily guarded. What? They have a roaming fleet and a defensive fleet on top of it. Their other machine world is kinda normal though. So this will be our next target. They're sending yet another... Oh my god, but they're going so fast. That's scary. That's so scary. Okay, let's see if we reach the system before they appear. Okay, we managed to do that. They should be at us at any moment.
Competitors engaged.
There they are. Engage, move closer, fellas. Okay, we lost a couple, like 4 battleships, I guess. It's fine. We have such a long build queue now. But at least both of our Juggernauts are up and running again. Oh wait, what? One of our protectorates wants to become a satrapy. That's huge, man. That's actually so huge. Let's do that. 30% of their naval cap is going to us. Yeah, look, we gained 551 from subjects. That's so insane. Let's see if these guys want to become a satrapy as well. They do. Holy man, we are gonna be so strong. I mean, I tried to make them become our satrapy before, but they all rejected it. Now they all want it. Why? And I can even ask for more basic resource contribution. Yeah, look at this. 4 holdings as well. Oh man. And they're still loyal to us. Now we are talking 4k naval cap already. I should have done this way sooner. Now remember those volatile modes we traded back then? We can now trade with our AI empires for 34,000 alloys, just 1.5k from volatile modes. It's kinda nuts. And the contingency is back again at trying to attack us. Only a 6 million? What happened to you? Oh wow, got completely obliterated. Now this is a very good relic. Trust cap for organics and monthly loyalty from organic subjects. So our satrapies are gonna be a little bit happier now. Now that the contingency fleet bites the
Research
dust.
actualized.
Yeah, we're getting so strong that's becoming very easy to take them out. Just look at this, 1k volatile modes equals to 17,000 alloys. And we used to buy these volatile modes for 13k energy credits, and the alloys we buy 2.5 for 30k. That's a market discrepancy there. Okay, another fleet of the contingency. They just don't learn, do they? I couldn't even see, they just got evaporated. I think it's time we engage their 3rd planet. We have become so powerful, but first I just want to take care of this roaming fleet, just in case they try to do some funny things with our empire. Alright, they're just gone. Another fleet? Oh, but an army, and no mercy for these bastards. Another very good trade for us. Within time we learned how to do trade. We are building a gateway on our satrapy, so we can send our fleets here and jump closer to the Zedran system. This way we don't have to go all the way through here in order to reach their planets. The gateway construction on the Mafros system has been finished, and therefore we can send all of our fleets there and strike their planet on the Zedran system. We currently have almost 9 million fleet power, but don't forget we are using ships with empty defensive slots, so our actual firepower, if we were to reinforce all of them, is much higher. Let's engage their 3rd planet, finally. Move a little bit closer so our archimeters can fire. Okay, things are looking good. The starbase is down. Only their fleet now. And our strike craft are finally doing some work. We still... oh, we lost what? 4 battleships, I guess? And the AI core is getting obliterated. Ah, fantastic. Let's already move up our Colossus. Oh, we thankfully left their system in order to take out the starbase for our Colossus to reach. Because if we were to stay there, they just received a reinforcement. So yeah, it would be right on top of us. So let's jump our Colossus. Oh no, they destroyed our Colossus. They have one ship that jumped just at the same time our Colossus entered the system. So yeah, we lost the Colossus, but we can orbital bombard their planet to death. So not everything is lost. Actually, no, we gotta retreat, because the Contingency is sending one of their fleets to attack us. Oh boy, it's an endless war. Alright, we have defended ourselves, and we can now go back to destroying their planet. Actually, no, I just saw that they're sending one fleet to this system. They have never struck from this direction. And our economy is kinda crashing at this point, so we need to have our fleet stationed for a while until we recover the stockpile. So yeah, the contingency is spread all across the galaxy. They have some small pockets of territory on everywhere. And their fleet is retreating for some reason. Perhaps they have some other goal, which isn't conquering our empire. So I think this gives us an opportunity to rush their planet, because the Vanguard fleet that was defending it is no longer there. Let's do it, boys! Jump and kill them! Oh, the first strike of our kinetic artillery. So cool, man. But yeah, their fleet is still moving forward, thankfully. So we are safe for now. Our
Research
Colossus
actualized.
is about to be finished within a year. Oh, but I gotta be careful. They're sending a Vanguard fleet, but we are gonna reach their planet faster, though. And that is a very brave scientist just laying around in the contingency worlds. Okay, we have conquered their system again. Let's move away from the hyper relay because their fleet is coming. And let's start orbital bombarding their planet. Oh, they just went past our fleet. They are scared to engage us. That is the only explanation for that. We beat the contingency so hard that they are just letting us destroy their planets now. Oh boy, but they are sending their fleet back at us. At least we have the Colossus again. So what I'm gonna do now is retreat our fleet and send in the Colossus. Now I see what the contingency was planning. They are doing a pincer move towards us. One fleet going through the hyper relay and the other one here preventing our escape. But what they don't know is that we are much stronger than they are. Right, let's engage them again. But I think this time we'll suffer some losses. We are kind of close to them. Nope. Very easy again. But yeah, just like that, they are sending the other fleet towards us in the combined attack.
Force encountered.
Very easy. Let's jump our Colossus. No, 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 no. Oh, this fleet is just sitting there, it's fine. And grab our fleets to kill the starbase and make way for the Colossus. No shot. They received a reinforcement, man. Yeah, you gotta be kidding me. That's so unlucky. Yeah, we're gonna lose some battleships. What was it, like 6 battleships? 2, 4, 2, 9 battleships. Damn. Okay, we made way for our Colossus. Now just crack their world. No, but what is this path, man? You're gonna get yourself killed. I think that this fleet is just trying to mess with us. They go all the way to the Cosmalian system and then retreat. They have done this for what, 3 times already? And the Crisis Ender is preparing to do its job of ending the contingency. Another machine world destroyed. And now let's move towards their last planet. Oh, we were caught off guard. Such close range with the contingency. Yeah, that's gonna be a tough battle. We're definitely gonna have some losses here. You two, help your friends, mate. What are you doing? Oh, actually not that much. Only 3 battleships. I think we have come to a point that we are so strong that even at close range we can defeat them. Ooh, they have established a defensive line. Interesting. So 3 roaming fleets and another one defending their planet alongside their defensive fleet. Oh, our curator archivist died. That's gonna slow down research a little bit. And all the curators have been eliminated by the contingency. Damn, man. Yeah, I think for the first time you're gonna have to reorganize the council. Because we have no one to occupy the curator archivist, since there aren't any other curators in the whole galaxy. What a grim future that is. So let's strike their first line of defense. Oh, they're coming to us. Okay, okay. Stay back. Yeah, that was a trap. They're sending both of these fleets towards us. First fleet has arrived. They should be completely annihilated within seconds. Alright. First one has been taken care of, and now let's welcome the second one. And goodbye. Now ideally, we want to strike their home system through the Parvus, because it's the furthest away from their citadels. Oh no, they're sending one fleet. Okay, retreat fellas, please. Okay, but we are still in a safe range, I guess. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. Ooh, I got a little scared there. Alright, that made things a little bit easier for us. Oh, they have surprised us with an attack from behind, but it's on the opposite side of the system. Yeah, you are gonna just get annihilated. Goodbye. Now that the path is clear, we can strike their defensive forces. This is gonna be a tough battle. I don't even wanna see. It's do or die, fellas. It's do or die. Oh, the kinetic artillery. Oh, that's so cool, man. Just fighting everything that we have at them. Okay, we have defeated their main force. Now their armies. And the AI core just got annihilated. I didn't even see that. Man, we are so strong. So we only lost 11 battleships in total. That's insane, actually, man. And the kinetic artillery was the one that dealt the most damage. It wasn't even the focused archimeter. Yeah, but when it comes to hull, it was definitely the archimeter alongside the advanced strike craft. Let's move in our Colossus that was just sitting nearby. If the next crisis is the Unbeaten, they are gonna be completely annihilated. However, if it is the Satana, things are gonna get a little bit difficult. But at least it's better to have a final Satana as a crisis, right? Because the final crisis will have a 300 times modifier instead of just 150, which will be our next crisis. And they are so desperately trying to save their last planet with one Vanguard fleet, but they have no hyper-relays to surprise us, so no real way of them reaching our fleet, so we are very safe. And now the heart of the contingency has been localized. Where is it? Okay, yeah, it's quite strong, but not near as strong as their defensive fleet. It's on the opposite side of the galaxy. Oh boy, that's gonna take a long time to reach. And someone has the end of the cycle. So another crisis appeared. Who are you, the Avaban Star Council? There they are, but they have only one system. I don't even see the end of the cycle fleet. Yeah. What a poor empire to have. 8 pops only? Yeah, this is gonna be the weakest end of the cycle ever. Alright, everyone is positioned. Now we shall engage their last system. Okay, let's move in a little bit closer, guys. So far they have dealt total of 0 damage. Alright, now they're starting dealing some damage. I think we lost our Juggernaut. Yeah, that's very bad. But in the end, we win with massive. Now our Colossus was already in position and we just go ahead and wreck their world. It's interesting that we lost both of our Juggernauts. I think they have some target priority, which is kind of unfortunate since they provide us with the range aura. And goodbye, Contingency. This is a great day for the galaxy.
Actualized.
And we, as the Custodians, have saved the galaxy once again. So after defeating the Contingency, our plan right now is to recall our fleets to our home system. This way we'll reduce this massive upkeep you're getting, like 12,000 energy per month just to maintain our fleet. Our cost is pretty much ship and armies upkeep. Armies costing us 800, and the third most costly thing costs only 600, which is pops. Yeah. And we cannot field a stronger fleet with this upkeep because our alloy production is so low, only 100 alloys per month. And I was just thinking today, there are only 2 remaining crises, the Satana and the Unbeaten. And I don't know which one is better to come first, because we have 2 scenarios here. if the Unbeaten comes first, they're gonna be easier to defeat. However, the Satana will be at 300 times her strength, which I think it's impossible to beat with only one system. Yeah, I really think it's impossible. And the other scenario is, if the Satana comes first, we have a better chance of defeating the 4 crisis. However, I don't even know if we are capable of defeating the 150 times Satana, because she has some long-range weapons, and she's just gonna obliterate our fleets in one shot them. And she's gonna be so tanky, 150 times her regular tankiness. So yeah, I honestly don't know which scenario is better, but what I do know, however, is that we must finish up all of these wars so we can have more satrapies and increase our naval cap, and also have more holdings across the whole galaxy, which will increase our alloy and energy output. So let's start recalling our fleet and greatly hoping that the crisis don't appear fast like the last time. One of the things I'm worried about is that we cannot have more incremental gains, because our techs are already at level 55 on all repeatables. So yeah, the marginal gains are very minimal, and also it's gonna take around 3 years to finish each repeatable, and we do not have any more means of increasing our tech output. We're just gonna stay with 16k. Another thing that reduced our tech output was that the curators were destroyed by the contingency, and our curator archivist, the last curator on the galaxy, has died of old age. So now we need to reselect our council positions, and we won't have that very powerful curator archivist. And we are about to face a shortage of unity within 1 month. I have never had this happening to me, so we need to deactivate some of our edicts. At least we fixed this a little bit, plus 81 unity per month. Yeah. So I pretty much can't hire leaders at this point, unless we have a more stable unity source. But to be honest, the main issue right now is that we have so many leaders and so many admirals that's costing us 800 unity per month. And I am really regretting that we didn't went statecraft, because all of our counselors are so underleveled at this point in the game. Okay, we made peace with 1 empire already, that's good. Only 3 more remaining. And now that we have all of our ships stationed at our starbase, their upkeep has been greatly reduced, meaning we can field more fleets and also help out our vessel that is going through a machine uprising. So last time we sent the 4th dagger, this time we will send the 7th dagger. Cyberx activity? The Cyberx have been relatively quiet since the defeat of the Contingency, but a single massive vessel was recently detected departing Cyberx Beta. Before the vessel left our tracking range, it transmitted a single galaxy-wide message. Citizens of the galaxy, since the Contingency is no longer a threat, we feel that our role in the galactic community has played out. Yeah, well done, Cyberx. You didn't do anything, my dude. Our home system is now too well known for us to keep a low profile. Okay? I like that. Low profile Cyberx. We have decided that the only solution is to permanently depart the galaxy and seek a new home. You're gonna miss you, blue machines. You stayed with us for, what, millions of years, and just because the contingency is defeated you are now going away? Alright, I feel betrayed now. If I knew that that would happen, I would still leave 1 contingency system remaining. So this way you could be with us forever. I think that that's a totally fine assessment, leaving the galaxy at a total war, so we can have our old friends together. But let's crack some Fallen Empire worlds, since, well, pretty much we are destroying everything that is old in our galaxy. We have our alloys to rebuild our Juggernauts, thankfully, and also some of our GDF fleet. And look at this. Just as the Contingency was destroyed, the alloy price decreased, like it plummeted tremendously. 0.89 energy for every alloy, that's ridiculous. I'm gonna increase this price a little bit. I'm sorry, market. But I'm keeping the food and mineral price very low so you can develop your own nations. While there is still the contingency effect on the systems, I'm a little worried. We've defeated them. Was it just that system? Let's do some repeatables in monthly unity, So at least we can buy leaders later on. And our stockpile is a constant problem because we can't build the resource silos because we don't have building slots. And yeah, we're gonna utilize our friendship network to buy some more alloys. This guy is having a hard time. Or a good time, who knows. So he doesn't want energy, minerals, and food, and also consumer goods. But I think I know what he wants. A little bit of zero, maybe? Oh yeah. We're definitely gonna need some zero to keep up this pace. How about some dark matter, so you can do some insane things? Alright, that seems like a fair price. But I don't know if the galaxy will hate us for cracking their planet. Yeah, I'm not so sure. I don't want them to hate us, because we want to vassalize the whole galaxy with the power of friendship. I think we're gonna embark our very low army force, only 34,000, and send them here. Not all of them, maybe half. Ah, power surge. No, it's the Satana. Already, man. Already? They come up so quickly. It's insane. Where will they spawn? Oh, we don't even have the unity to activate our relics. What is this? Just a dimensional fleet fast here? Alright. We don't have our dimensional fleet to join the party though. Only have our armies doing a little bit of army things in the Fallen Empire world. Oh, there it is, the mysterious Tempest and the Satana. What? 100 million? No, you gotta be kidding me. 100 million. Oh, man, how are we gonna defeat? It doesn't even fit in the UI. What? Every single one of the Queen Defenders has a 13 million fleet power. What is this, man? No, it's just ridiculous. Okay, a lot of things are happening. Let's first read this. The Awakened Empire has been defeated. We have conquered the Silk Tax Reconquerors. Kinda ironic. Alright, this way I think the war in heaven will come to an end quickly. And the signal in the storm. Alright. Oh, she has a voice. You know, this is the first time I'm facing the Satana. I have never ever faced her before. and it is at 150 times the difficulty. I should have faced her before. She's friendly with us at the beginning though. But I know she isn't very kind later on. Nanite Hurricane. So her Tempest is actually made of nanites. That makes sense because they have a very large deposit of nanites. The many tentacled ones served the Empire for 119 years. Farewell, my friend. Okay, the Satana is advancing pretty quickly. Another fallen Empire has been destroyed. And it seems like she's getting stronger. When she arrived, she only had 104 million. Only, obviously. And now she has 117 million. Man, things are not looking good for us. Another fallen empire destroyed? She already reached here? Oh man, that's scary. So I have already counted 12 of her fleets, totaling more than 1.4 billion fleet power. And we only have our little 9 million. So that's basically David versus Goliath, I think. Apparently we only need to kill her Colossus, only, but I have no idea how strong that is. And her Colossus is safeguarded by a little star bases, only 20 million each, and the main one with 90 million. That'll be fine. The Fall of the Awakened. So we have won the war in heaven. We weren't the one to destroy the fallen empires, that would be the Satana. But yeah, now we have a more difficult threat to deal with. Satana is basically a super duper OP fallen empire, I guess. Look at her Colossus, it's so cool, man. Does she stay in this small circle? I wonder. It looks like a stingray. I will now return my attention where it belongs, to you and to our great work. We are not your children. Yeah, what do you want, lady? Can you please say? Satana will build a base near our border to help guide us. We cannot stop her. Stay away from us! Number of convoy ships are leaving Satana's territory and are headed toward the outposts she established across the galaxy. Attack convoys to learn more about Satana's plan and progress her situation. Okay, we have the Synthetic Queen, Balanced Observation Research Boost. What? That's good, but I don't know if we have the monthly unity. Well, let's go research boost here. That's gonna speed up things a little bit. At least repair the lost greater archivist that we had. Former master conquered. Alright. All known synthetic and machine empires had the self-emancipator opinion to modifier towards Mechanicus Inc. And now that we are at peace, we can do some changes to our federation. So we are finally back at being the Federation President again. Let's go with status change. The strongest in terms of fleets. Yeah, yeah, now no one will ever overcome us. 8 million fleet power, alright. So we can now have our Federation fleet again, but this one is quite terrible. What? Yeah, look at the design. Not very good. So, do any of you guys have a tip to defeating the Satana? Because look at what is happening to our satrapy. Is this good, boys? I don't think it's good. It has the Satana and the contingency sound effects. Oh man. Now that we have disbanded a couple of our Federation fleet ships, we can build our Federation Juggernaut. Oh man, who's still placing bets? The current pot is already at 350k. There is some AI empire with so many energy credits. What? No. We can't lose control of the Federation. But man, people are still going. Alright. Wait. What? The Golden Rule Federation Challenge has concluded with a substantial amount of wealth left in the bidding pot. The Cleansers of Funka has proven their financial superiority. Now you got... Okay, what? Oh, so the Cleansers of Funka was chosen as the new president. And then because I changed the Federation challenge type to strongest before the challenge was concluded, we became the Federation President after the Cleansers of Funka. So yeah, in the end it worked out. And now people are starting to leave the League of Non-Allied Powers. But I think it's a mistake, right? Why would you want to leave a federation that is already at level 5? What small favor do you want, Satana? Are you sure you can afford our services? I don't dare to say that. You really think we don't have the knowledge or wisdom to do it without risk? And we have repeatables at level 50. Very well. We'll grab this cachet, however, we will open ourselves. We are too weak to survive on our own in this hostile galaxy. They wanna be our subsidiary. Okay, welcome my friends. Oh yeah, I just forgot. Let's start to vassalize more empires now. We got ourselves 2 more protectorates, and I think there are a couple more we can get, but we have to kick them from the Federation, because apparently they don't want to be a vassal if they are already in a Federation. So let's kick you, and let's propose subjugation now. Now I've noticed that none of the empires wants to become a satrapy at the beginning, but later on, when we improve their monthly loyalty, we can shift from protectorate to satrapy. We have subjugated everyone that is not at war, and our basic resources production are massive. We can start selling a couple more 1,000 food and 3k more minerals as well. Our protectorate has an energy shortage. I think I know why they are so weak. Because we are taking so much of their resources, they're actually having negative effects and basically downgrading their buildings due to the shortages. So yeah, I am not a very good overlord. I think I will change the agreement a little bit now that we have more vassals. They're contributing with 75% of their monthly basic production. Nah, bro. Yeah, have it easy, only 30%. Cost us 300 influence. Oh god. Okay, this nanite progress. We were only curious, Satana. Don't worry. Okay, we talked a little bit with her. Exchange some information. So we can ambush her convoys, but I don't even know where they are. And so many beacons also that we need to research. So we'll build a couple more scientist vessels in order to have everything ready. Why is everyone sending fleets to our systems? Like, this isn't a party, guys, we're just chilling here. But thanks. So create an archaeological site at Cursed Land. Cursed Land is a ring world. Alright. Let's excavate it. Satana is already at 50 progress. What? An outcome will be reached within 69 months. Nah man, there is no way. Oh, we gotta accelerate things. No way. We have defeated the first convoy from the Satana. It is so hard to find them since the galaxy is so large. Yeah, there is another one here. Let's attack. Does this slow down her progress? I don't think so.
Project
Let's open the
actualized.
Satana's cache. Did a special project. We disappoint you? No. Are you happy? Nope. Another convoy. Defeated. But only 10k alloys. Satana progress will be reached within 52 months. I think we should start mobilizing our fleets close to her. We are losing 19,000 energy credits per month. Our ships are passing through a magnetic storm. Oh man. Let's actually just jump through the storm so we don't lose all of these alloys. I don't think we're gonna lose it, right? We already left it. Oh yeah.
Research
Nice.
actualized.
So yeah, great. We have the Bane of the Synthetic Queen, which increases our damage against the Satana by 125%. Alright. So we can finally declare war at her, probably. Yeah. The thing is, it's gonna take only 40 months for the situation to finish, so we gotta do this in a single strike. We either win or lose, it's like, that's the only way. We still have 33 months before the Satana wins the game, and that gives us a little bit of time to do some tactics. So all of our fleets are already stationed nearby. We're just gonna send a scientist to survey their systems and see how their defenses are settled. What? Okay, we are now at war against her. I got scared. I thought somehow we lost. Alright, yeah, it is the final time, the war. Oh, what? She's already here? But what is this? We extract the data, we can now enter Satana territory and are finally able to fight back. Alright, let's send everything that we got, boys. Because that's it, it's do or die now. We have 1,000 ships and a total fleet power of almost 11 million. So yeah, we are pretty strong. Let's move everyone together. The game is lagging so much because we have so many ships. Let's send our armies too. Yeah, they're fighting with their fist. And our scientists as well. Come on, everyone together. We either defeat the Satana here or we lose and the playthrough is over. Because the Satana is almost finishing up her works, and when she does, the game will end. Oh my god. A 98 million fleet here. Alright. But she moves in so quickly. I don't think she's gonna have enough fleet to destroy us, or enough weapons, I think. But we have a meat shield of ships. Okay, oh, look at the formation. I'm so tense here. I'm so tense, actually. The Satana is just following our fleet like we are fish, and she's the stingray, just like nature. She's chasing our Juggernaut. No, don't kill the Juggernaut. Like, look at this, man. She just left a trail of destruction. Come on. She just doesn't die. What is this? Oh, man, look at this. All of those battleships lost. And it's just her, right? There is nothing left, just her. And she's tanking everything.
Engaged.
How can she be so tanky, man? That is no way. It's just obliterating our battleships. I think we're gonna lose, like, we have been in this fight for so long. So my computer just crashed from the battle. I don't know if there are way too many strike crafts in the system. Yeah, but I reloaded the game and, well, we still haven't been able to do a single little bit of hull damage. Satana is just regaining everything that we deal with damage. Ah, boy. Yeah, it's impossible. I really think it's impossible to defeat her. Because what is this? Just look at this. We are fighting at her for how many months now? And she's still full HP. Can you imagine being in one of these battleships? Just constantly fighting for months and months and she's still up. We have formed a death circle here to defeat her, but
Asset lost.
yeah, not looking good. Now I will leave this challenge for you guys. Try to defeat the Satana at 150 times the strength with only one system. I highly doubt anyone can do it. I really doubt. Because we aren't dealing a single bit of damage. Oh, they also have a reinforcement. Yeah, just to make things a little harder, right? At least the reinforcement we are able to kill quite easily. But Satana, that's a totally different thing. We just chew through her armor. But the hull, it's just ridiculous. She has a 10% daily hull regen, and she has 300 million hull points. So she regenerates 30 million hull for every single day. Like, how can someone deal 30 million damage in a single day? It's impossible, man. At least in vanilla. And yeah, she's just slowly picking up our battleships. Look, poor guys. I just want to see the damage that we dealt throughout this whole fight. Like, she's almost finishing up her work just because of how long this battle is lasting. 15 months. I don't even know if the battle will finish within 15 months. Like, I'm just observing from the outside now because it's so sad seeing our fleet deal damage, but not deal damage at the same time. Just her Titan has 300 million fleet power, but I think it's like what? It's infinite fleet power at this point. It's basically infinite because she just regens everything. From what I've seen now, we have dealt close to 1 billion damage, right? It even says that it is minus 80% efficient. Pretty much the most part of it comes from Strikecraft at this point. And slowly our naval cap is reducing, but I still have hope. There gotta be something like Star Wars. Luke is gonna appear in one of these strike crafts. It's gonna send up a nuke in one of the Satana's Titan weak spots, and it's gonna blow everything up. The amount of explosions and damage is creating like an overlay of like explosions. We can't see her Titan, but we can see the explosions. Oh boy. Yeah. How long till you finish? Yeah, 6 months. She's gonna win not because she defeated our fleet, but because she just survived long enough to finish her work. That's quite fun. Least Stellaris moment right here. And within 2 months the Satana will win the game. 1 month remaining. You fought hard, fellas. You fought hard. Satana will get rid of all life in the galaxy, and hopefully in the future someone arrives at our galaxy and see the effort we did. This is also our last Titan remaining. And I would like to think that we are all together here in this fleet. We have retreated from our battleships, the main commanders, and are gathered here to see the final days of our galaxy. Alright, I think the game has ended. It is done, my children, be at peace. The will is broken and your long suffering is at an end. The game is over now. Let's just see how it looks. Yeah. 800 million fleet power, alright. So that's it, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed this playthrough. I don't think she is beatable at this point. The galaxy is now empty, devoid of all life. Only the Satana remaining. And she has no goals, alright. And I highly doubt anyone can defeat the Satana through normal means. Perhaps someone can cheese this with the death cubes from the Crisis, exploding the star and thus killing the Satana Titan. This was a very long playthrough and very fun, and our next playthrough shall be in the 4.0 patch, and I'm still thinking about what we are gonna do. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like, and check out our other playthroughs because we have played so many games now, and there is so much knowledge you can acquire from our other playthroughs. And that's it, I'll see you guys next time!